امره غير وكون امره غير يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني
فعلا يطلع من تشيكن دنر مزار بيحاول ياخذ الفرصه هنا عند ارثور يا ولد يا مزار الرخ يغادر المباراه وايضا 4v1 بالنسبه لتيم دورد في باتر.
What's up, guys? Welcome. Bienvenue and, well, wassalamu alaikum to everyone joining us on the broadcast here. Of course, it is about that time, right, for us to get ready to hop into day number 2 of Phase 3 to see exactly what all our teams are going to be bringing out onto this battlefield. As we've already seen yesterday, Falcons White performing quite aggressively, coming through with a lovely 27 eliminations for a grand total of 42 points, and all of that without a single winner chicken dinner in sight. So I'm excited to see what the teams are going to be doing here today. As we know, today being day number 2, right, that also then marks Miramar Day, right? We are going to be having 3 Miramars come through, so there's going to be ample opportunity for the teams to bring in a few surprises to show us what they can bring on through. And of course, well, as per the usual reminder, we are going to be taking a look at the format here as well. As you can see, we are currently sat in that league stage, looking to see what our teams are going to be doing, as all 20 teams are going to be fighting their way through 5 days of action. Of course, today being day number 2 means that, well, they've only got 4 days left to, well, climb up those standings for the phase. And of course, after which, right, the top 16 teams with the overall standings are going to be finding their way over into our grand finals. And, well, the way to get there is by utilizing our point system here. As we know, that first place being worth 10 points. That 9th to 16th position, unfortunately, not going to award them any placement points. But they can still look to make up for the deficit by utilizing those utilities, right? 1 point per elimination. I said utilities, right? Eliminations, that's, of course, what we are referring to. And as we know also, well, we are going to be dishing out a few bonus points come end of this phase. So this is that last opportunity for the teams to gain a few additional points. As you can see, finishing at the top of this phase will award you 20 bonus points, and of course, finishing in 20th place will award you only 1 bonus point. Now, there is going to be a lot to work for, as we know, right? This is, as I've said, the last opportunity, at least with regards to phase, or, phase-wise, right, to get those bonus points. But then also, at the end of this phase, they are going to be distributing additional bonus points based on the overall points. So there's going to be a lot to play for, as the teams are going to be stepping over into those finals. Carry me to Mars. All right, sure. It is going to be, at least with regards to league stage, all the teams getting an equal share of that prize pool, each picking up $1,300. It's once they make it into the finals where they get the opportunity to add even more to the tally, right? Anywhere from $500 to $5,500 on top of that $1,300 that they've already been able to secure. So there's a lot to play for, as well as the MVP and, of course, the most winner chicken dinners also then being worth $1,000 a piece. So talk about a great opportunity. Well, that is exactly what our teams are going to be presented with here. And, of course, what better day to look at what these teams are going to be doing other than, well, Miramar Day, right? 3 Miramars, match 1, 3, and 5. So there is going to be quite a bit of opportunity for our teams now to bring in as much heat and spice as they can possibly muster across the board. It does seem like something is just loading up on my end for some reason, so we'll see if we can clear that one up. In the meanwhile, it does seem like everything, at least for the time being, is going to go according to plan. And of course, speaking about plan, right, this is our group setup that we've got coming into this phase. So we've got a few teams still essentially in the same groups that they were in the previous phase, but the big majority of teams have, of course, all shifted around, finding themselves in different spots, different locations. So there's always going to be a lot to look forward to. As we know, moving into our first match of the day, all the players on the teams over on that far right-hand side, they are not going to be playing in our first match. And then, of course, the players on the groups, rather, the teams on the far left-hand side, they are only going to be playing up to match number 3. So either of those teams, of those groups, are not going to be playing on all 4, or all 3. Why am I saying 4? All 3 of our Miramars here today. If there was 4, I would be worried because it means I missed something along the way somewhere. But yeah, I mean, so far from what we've seen coming through from these groups, I think it's a healthy balance. I mean, even Mo Esports yesterday stepped up, claiming 6 eliminations in one single match. Now, I want to see what they're going to be doing here today, as we are going to be looking at that map rotation, right? As I mentioned, Miramar for 1, 3, and 5, but we are going to be adding, well, the jungle into match number 2, and of course, the bread and butter of PUBG, Erangel, all the way over into match number 4. So a lot of pressure is going to be riding on the shoulders here for these teams to see who's going to be the one to walk away victorious. And of course, with the Miramar Day, right, we do have a few teams that perform a little bit stronger when it comes to that map itself. So, of course, we're going to be looking at teams like FALCONS, White, Virtual Gaming, RUKH, Special, and XENON. Those are our top 5 teams with regards to the performances that we've been seeing so far comes through on Miramar. But Special Esports, of course, well, within the top 5, they've done that without securing themselves a winner chickens. And of course, this is only relevant to Miramar. But I want to see who's going to be the one to grab hold of all the available opportunities here today. Of course, I'll speak about opportunities. As we know, there's, of course, still the ever ongoing race for the PMGC points. Now, I mean, this is, 13th to 20th place, just looking at the amount of points that teams were able to accrue over this passing few phases. But as we slowly creep up towards the top of the board, this is where you can see that number really starting to scale up. The World of Battle, pretty close to their previous season's performance. So the points are pretty well spread out. I mean, even looking at RUKH, coming through with 395 from the previous season, currently sitting on 308. Things are pretty close. But speaking about close, look at this. Oh, it is FALCONS White now with quite the lead. I mean, over 100 points. I'm not quite sure exactly how many point difference that is because I'm not going to do the math right now. We'll do the math later. But yes, I think it might be safe to say that RUKH Esports, based on just the current points that we have up to league, I don't necessarily see them catching up just yet. But of course, they still have the opportunity in the finals as well. So if the teams qualify up into the finals, they have even more of a chance to add more to the tally, right? Because those bonus points that we saw now, or the PMGC points rather that we saw, that is the culmination of the league and the final points all lumped together. Boom, that's the points that we've got. So there is a bit of an opportunity, as we saw, 100 plus points, that being the difference. So it is going to require quite a bit of effort, quite a bit of focus to come through from RUKH Esports if they want to get that direct invite into PMGC. Otherwise, well, it's going to be FALCONS White to take that prize. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at a bit of a head-to-head here coming through between Special Esports and the Vampires, the Vampires. Right, and this is, of course, being their performances coming through so far for this phase. As you can see, the Vampires ending their day on 15 elimination. Of course, the 16 then coming through there for the side of Special. Now, it's interesting because Special, well, they ended off in 13th overall for the day. So they've definitely been able to lock in quite a bit of a play with regards to aggression. But if you look at the Vampires, they were the team that found the most consistency with regards to placement points, right? Finishing on 19, the highest amount of placement points for the day of yesterday. So I'm curious to see whether or not we are going to have Special now focus a little bit more on making it into those later stages, because as we saw just there, they've been able to find more eliminations, right? So if that's any kind of indication, we should see them potentially climb much, much further up that leaderboard. So let's see exactly how that is going to go. In the meanwhile, we're also going to be jumping into a quick head-to-head here between Koa and Fares. Now, Fares definitely being the menace from the Virtual Gaming Squad side, and, well, Koa is going to be the menace from Black Hand. As you can see, quite a bit of difference with regards to the amount of damage that they've been able to find, but very close with regards to the amount of eliminations, right? 10 for Koa, 9 coming through there for Fares. Then, of course, you can see, well, those assists then coming through also favoring Koa. But, I mean, they've just been so busy just locking in so much aggression. Essentially, 22 eliminations worth of damage. As to the comparison of Fares, you can see it's almost on 15. So it is very, very close. What time does this begin? Eden, well, it should begin in maybe about 6 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes. Anything along the lines of that. So we are not that far away from getting right into the action to see exactly the moment that I see the Monster Energy logo thingy appearing on screen. Then we've got about a minute left. So if you want to go eat, maybe go eat. You'll be in time to join us back as we get into our first match of the day. Of course, it is going to be Miramar, so there could be a bit of an opportunity for you to probably just digest all the food that you need to process before moving on to that next bit. But in the meanwhile, of course, we are creeping closer and closer to see exactly what that match is going to be, and of course, what our teams are going to be doing, where the flight path is going to be going, and all the lovely other details that we are going to be worrying about. But of course, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of the team's performances that we've been looking at so far? I mean, even taking a look at this, it is going to be the comparison between FALCONS White, right? That first phase versus this, or the second phase versus this phase. I'm tuned in. There we go. 100%. As you can see, Falcons White, a very, very consistent flow that they've been showing here, right? Not a lot of differentiation between the two phases. I mean, looking at the average amount of eliminations, 6.75 versus 6.48. Very, very close. And of course, only 300 average damage between the two there. So if you want to talk about consistency, Falcons White, they've definitely been showing it by the bucket loads. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They've been showing it by the bucket loads. And of course, I think then, based on the performances and the kind of momentum that they've been showing so far, I think it's going to be exceptionally challenging for a team like RUKH Esports. Even though RUKH is exceptionally capable, it's going to be tough for them to catch up to Falcons White, right? Because Falcons, they've just been doing so much work from the previous season into this current season. And I mean, they've been dominating, right? They are dominating 2 out of the 3 maps. Now, last season, they've also been doing exactly the same thing. But last season, the dominance was shown on Erangel and Miramar. This season, they changed it up. This season, it is Erangel and Sanhok. So I'm curious to see how they're going to be performing, especially looking at a Miramar day, right? Because it's a map in which we know they are quite proficient. They are able to really step up the performances. In fact, I was lying. Miramar is the other one. It wasn't Erangel. RUKH Esports, of course, is the team on Erangel. So, well, scratch all of that. Falcons, this is their day. This is the opportunity to secure themselves even more potential winner chicken dinners. They've been an absolute menace when it comes to Miramar, sitting on 202 points, which puts them 12 points ahead of Virtual Gaming Squad, who've been able to find themselves 5 winner chicken dinners on Miramar, whereas the Falcons White, they've come through with 4. So it's quite exciting to see exactly what these teams have been capable of. But of course, another team that we're going to be looking at here as well is going to be the side of Black Hand in comparison to RUKH Esports. You can see Plaza now going toe-to-toe here with Default. Mike, maybe have a bit of an energy drink, right? Get a Monster! Because Monster Energy, the official energy drink partner of the PUBG Mobile Pro Leagues. Either which way, looking at the comparison coming through here between Default and Plaza. I mean, Plaza, they've been having a pretty good day just yesterday. Coming through with 1,021 damage, but milking 6 eliminations out of that. If we compare it to Default, Default are hitting very similar figures with regards to damage. In fact, actually 200 damage more, but it has only resulted in 2 eliminations. So there's an additional 1,021 damage that has not fully been utilized. And I mean, based on the performances that we've got coming through just yesterday, this does not surprise me. I mean, we did see Black Hand, of course, all the way over in Sanhok, really stepping up and playing quite a monstrous game. So I want to see what's going to happen in match number 2 today, right? Because, well, they're not going to be playing that one because they're in Group D and they're going to be sitting out in match 2. So, yeah, they're not going to have that chance quite yet today. Maybe in the following days, we could see a bit of a change come through on that front. But in the meanwhile, well, yeah, it is now just essentially us trying to build up a bit of an assessment as to what we could be seeing happening here. Now, I mean, Black Hand, they've also been performing quite well. Black Hand, Clear Vision, essentially side by side with regards to their Miramar performances. Black Hand sitting on 89, as where the players from Clear Vision are sitting on 78. So it's close, right? There's about, what, 9, 8, maybe 11 elimination difference between the two. Both teams, of course, already securing themselves those 2 winner chicken dinners. But I think the main thing to focus on today is going to be who will be picking up the most winner chicken dinners on Miramar today. Now, especially looking at the participants in Group D, they are the only group that is going to be playing all 3 of the Erangels, right? They play match 1, they play match 3, as well as match 5. And of course, match 4 is going to come in as well. But the focus is that they are going to be playing all 3 of our Miramars here on Miramar Day. So there is a bit of an expectation, a bit of an opportunity. Now, looking at the breakdowns that we've got here, you can see RUKH Esports coming through on an average of 1632, which is, well, quite a considerable amount of a gap ahead of the opposing teams. But, well, between XENON, FALCONS, and Clear, things are very similar with regards to the amount of average eliminations they've been able to secure so far. The World of Battle also really stepping up the ante, as we can see there. RUKH Esports, they are just leading by quite a bit. Now, of course, the stats that we are looking at here, this is the Erangel stats, right? Because RUKH Esports, they've just been absolutely obliterating opposition when it comes to the map of Erangel, sitting with 148. Now, that is what happens if you take 8.22 and you times it by 18, it gives you 148. Right? That makes perfect sense to me. Whether that's the case or not, I mean, it is to be seen, but that is essentially where we are with regards to the breakdown here. Now, I want to see how all of that is going to translate moving into the map of Miramar, right? I mean, Erangel gives the teams great opportunity to build up a lot of consistency, but I think that is where the addition of a map like Miramar, a map like Sanhok, right, which leans kind of to the two different extremes in comparison to what we have happening on Erangel. I think it presents the teams with a really great opportunity to try and hone quite a big portion of their skills that they then can utilize on both the other two maps, right? Miramar and, of course, over on towards Sanhok. Now, I've just seen the monster shout-out thing come through, so that means we are very close to jumping into our very first match here of the day. Now, if you've got any thoughts, any predictions, anything that you'd like to share with regards to Miramar Day, be sure to let me know in the chat. If you've got any thoughts as to who you think could be the team to take the first winner chicken dinner, drop it down in the chat. Let us know. You can also hit us up on social media. Be sure to include the hashtag PMPL Africa. You can reach us on YouTube, Facebook, as well as on TikTok. And of course, there's also Instagram and Twitter as well, right? So make use of all the different platforms that you can find us on. But be sure to let us know what your thoughts are. And of course, what it is that you're looking forward to the most. Who do you think is going to be the teams qualifying for PMGC? Do you think we'll get the direct invitation, rather, right? Is it going to be RUKH Esports? Is it going to be the Falcons? Because I think it's essentially between the two of them, right? For all the other teams, the opportunity is going to be there to qualify up into the MEA Championship. And from MEA Championship, well, hopefully they are going to be one of the 4 teams that get the invite into the PMGC. So there's a lot of pressure building on these teams. So again, right, we're building up that story because we got the teams now fighting for the top 12, at least for this phase. Then they're fighting for the top 16. From the top 16, they're fighting for the top 4, or top 6, right? First to get into MEA, and then from there it's down to the top 4, and then it's over into PMGC, and then it's all out of their control, right? Because then they're gonna have to try and make the region proud. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what all our respective teams are gonna be doing. But of course, it all starts here, right? We need to take it through the league stage. We need to see what these teams are gonna be bringing in and how they are gonna be performing. Of course, it does seem like Miramar is warming up, so I can see quite a few shout-outs coming through for the Falcons, right? RUKH Esports could come out on top. Ooh, that's what Eden is saying. All right, now that's an interesting thought. Curious to see whether or not that is actually going to be the case. I mean, based on what RUKH has been doing so far, I think they have a really good chance. There is a very high probability of that to be the case here. But Daddy Plays PUBG says, bad feeling. Alright, well, speaking about bad feelings, right, let's convert those into some good feelings as we are going to be heading right down onto the map. Looking at the flight bar starting over in La Driera, heading all the way down past Chumacera, stopping very close to Los Higos. So let's see exactly where these teams are going to be dropping down, and of course, well, more importantly, where that first initial zone is going to be taking us. So if you got any thoughts as to what the zone's going to do, let me know, get it in before the zone is revealed. But in the meanwhile, we'll just sit here and look and wait. Alright, so now slow progression coming through. We don't see anybody heading over towards Trailer Park, which is interesting because yesterday that's where we saw the Falcons go. At least for today, they are going to be going to the other spot, right? Via Del Mar. Catch up the first match. Hey, hey, hey. So now we wait in anticipation to see exactly what that zone is going to be doing. Where is it going to take us? How are these teams going to drop down and how? And when? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Lovely zone pulling all the way up to the northeast. Oh, man. Speak about a hot and sweaty opportunity. That is exactly what the teams are going to be presented with right here. Black hand all the way. We get Charlie with a shout out there for Mo Esports. Charlie, I'll join you in that one. I mean, based on the performance that we saw from them yesterday, I want to see what they're going to be bringing in here today. Right, I definitely want to see what Mo Esports are going to be doing. Well, and they are off to a really good start all the way in towards the La Cobreria. But see, now this is where the interesting part happens, because Mo Esports, they find themselves right there on the edge. And again, they are very close to Black Hand, Castle Black. We got RUKH Esports in there as well. And I mean, I've been talking about this for a while, right? Mo Esports, they just have this insane ability to find all these heavy competitive teams out on the battlefield, right? So you don't necessarily want to bump into Blackhand or RUKH or even the Falcons as they're flying down the hill. But, you know, big ups to Mo. So one thing that I'm hoping for Mo is at least that we can see all these crashes essentially resulting in them finding a way to really combat those teams. Because just imagine this, right? Mo Esports rolling through, rotating up in behind, you know, Blackhand or RUKH or Falcons or, you know, pick a team. And then they come in and they just absolutely obliterate the team. I mean, I'm going to be laughing so hard because it's so good to see all that happening. I mean, it's amazing, right? I want to have that happen. Whether or not that is going to be the case, well, we'll have to wait and see. But in the meanwhile, what we can see, though, is that the Virtual Gaming Squad are going to be going about their loot business here. Looking for a bit of an opportunity, a bit of an angle, a bit of a chance. The World of Battle also nice and tranquil all the way down in towards Picado. OP driving. Vin Diesel didn't do more than this. I mean, yeah. Vin Diesel couldn't even land a UAZ on a vehicle and not break the roof. I mean, I think that is the important part, right? Because usually you can see them, you know, they get the car into that exact position as we just had, but then the roof caves in. You know, so these UAZs are just, they just built slightly different. I think that says quite a lot about what these vehicles are capable of. But of course, as we know, it is going to be these goats that are utilizing said vehicles. So we want to see what they're going to be doing. But I got to say, though, I like the fact that Castle Black, they've rotated up into Oasis. So we won't necessarily see the zone pull into Oasis, but it's definitely going to be there. Alright, so back onto a little bit more of a serious note. Not that I know what that is today, but you know what it is, what it is. We've got the players there from Clear Vision working through the lovely power grid. We got Greedy all the way over in towards Al Azhar. Nice little bit of a vacant spot over in towards that eastern side of the zone. I'm curious to see how Jack Digger's 77k and potentially even +18 are going to be looking to rotate up. But I think +18, they could look to push through La Bendita and maybe contest the side there of Wave up in towards Minas Generales. But, oídos míos, I don't quite know what is going to be happening here. Meanwhile, Smash also looking for a bit of a play as they just rotate around the lovely Picado. The World of Battle, of course, right there behind them. But the World of Battle, they couldn't be bothered. Blackhand need to do well this week. I mean, I think the aim of the game for this week, at least for this phase, is going to be for the teams to try and at least just solidify themselves within the top 16, right? Obviously, within the league itself, right, within this phase, they have the opportunity to try and secure as many additional bonus points as they can. But Blackhand are currently sitting on 30, which is not a bad spot to be in. I mean, Falcons sitting on 40, so there's only 10 points difference. Let's hope everything goes well for Mo Esports tonight. Yes! Yes, Charlie. Oui, c'est ça. C'est ça, monsieur. C'est ça. C'est très bon. C'est magnifique, no? That is my French for the day. So, I had to get out of my system. As long as you don't ask me to say anything else in French, because that is the extent of it. Right. Je ne suis parler français, je parle anglais. But this is the English broadcast, not French, so let's head back over to the English language. As we are going to be looking here at Mo Esports. Rotating up, coming through from that western front. But now comes the serious question, is like, where are they going to go? Because if they go a little bit further down south, they are going to be bumping straight into Blackhand. Right, if they continue heading straight east, they could maybe securely rotate up in towards Torre Ahmada, but again, right, a slight southern slant could result in them finding, well, RUKH Esports up ahead. So it is going to be a little bit of a challenging play indeed for these teams to get themselves nice and properly secured. But in the meanwhile, speaking about secure, that is what Smash are going to be looking to do here as well. Mo Esports, very famous. In Mauritius, yeah, I believe so. Alright, so Smash now finding themselves in a bit of a situation, right? They've got Arab Golden here, but currently Smash holding on to a 3-1 split, right? Ban much further down south. So it's now going to be up to Black Lost, Arif, and Knight to see if they can contest. And well, so far the answer is yes. As Timon gets dropped, Pumbaa nowhere in sight, not even in the team. It's a good play coming through here from Smash. Good to see the chat lighting up today as well. It's been a little bit quiet yesterday, so it's good to have everybody joining us back in the action. In the meanwhile, Hazem and the rest of Arab Golden now going to be waiting patiently. Ooh, Ban getting met with quite a bit of lead there as Mason just rips it up. But of course, well, that nade is going to seal the fate. Neutron and Hazem now being put on quite a bit of a back foot, but quick reactions coming through here from Black Lost. You can see Neutron taking quite a bit of damage, even though while being in that vehicle, but the great opportunity now available here for Hazem as Ban gets absolutely battered. Down they go. Oh, but a quick turnaround. Hazem not going to be backing out of this fight just yet. Persekta, I lived in France for a bit. So I can speak a little bit, but I've lost most of it. Come on, Hazem. Come on, Hazem. Arab Golden looking to bounce back quite aggressively against the side of Smash, already finding those 2 knocks, but as you can see, Smash slowly picking up the pace. Neutron is down. It's now solely reliant on Hazem. Ooh, nice bit of pre-fire, but of course that reload is going to bite back. And instead, down they go. A good attempt, valiant effort coming through here from the players of Arab Golden. Alright, now it's on to the rest of the teams. We got 15 squads. So all over the place. More Esports, you know, they've made it. They are still up and at it. They still got the full squad left, but again, they find themselves in a little bit of a predicament. All the way up into Cruz del Val. Or Cruz del Valle, rather. You've got to say it in the proper Spanish way. And just a little bit further off, towards that center zone, is where we see the players here from RUKH Esports and the World of Battle. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing we've been seeing lately, is that sometimes the players choose the most inappropriate, rather, position to reload a weapon, right? Because you can't pause these fights, right? So you can't go like, hang on, just give me a quick second, I just want to make sure that I've got proper ammo again. So yeah, I think you need to kind of try and find that balance, right? Still hold on to a bit of a hard cover while doing the spray, so that if you have to reload, you're not going to get caught out in the open. In the meanwhile, speaking about open, that is exactly what Clear Vision is looking to change here as they now move into the hard cover. Of course, Smash now just trying to, well, smash their way through. They are going to be heading in towards the edge of zones. You can see still a lot of contention coming through as the teams continue to apply all the pressure again that they can find. But that zone getting ready to close. Getting ready to take us to the next bit. As you can see, Falcons, well, they still have quite a bit of trekking to do to get themselves properly secured up in towards this next phase. So let's see how they're going to be able to rotate on through. I know yesterday I said that they are quite accustomed to playing out in these blues, but, you know, this is maybe taking it to another level, right? Maybe they've got some super medkits or something that's happening over there. In the meanwhile, in quite a bit of a stark contrast, you can see that northern side of the zone is quite vacant, right? Castle Black and RUKH Esports, essentially the only 2 teams towards the northern half. The rest of the lobby all situated down towards the southern end. Let's see now, +18 also yet to make a bit of a trek here. They got Wave Esports, of course, now blocking that entry in towards the zone. But will we see a quick, efficient response come through from either +18 or the side of Wave? Does seem like Wave are going to test the options here to try out the more opportune angle to try and take. Hainsley and Vortex, yes. We shall look at them. We shall keep an eye to see exactly what they're going to be bringing to the battlefield. Of course, well, Blackhand is going to be right behind them, sneaking up onto that zone. Meanwhile, Jack Digger, they've now opted for a little bit more of a northern positioning as they started to wrap around the zone. Falcons about to make their entry, but they are coming through quite scattered. A very staggered approach coming through and towards this angle here. Meanwhile, it's going to be the World of Battle now trying to lock down that center zone angle. RUKH Esports going to contest them as they are pushing through from the north. But up comes Muhammad. Oh, surprise, surprise. Rami ramming in the lead. What's the CQC saying hi? Yes. Close quarter combat. Or CQB, whichever one you want to call it, right? Close quarter combat, close quarter battle. We've heard different names for the same thing. Either which way, it starts with close quarter, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at as we will get through that eventually. But for the time being, we are held up right here in Phase 3, about to see the end of it. And then we'll be moving on and upwards into stage number 4. Yes, Mo Esports are looking good at the moment. I guess that's what Persector is saying. Of course, Persector. I don't forget that easy. I mean, your name's written on screen, so I can't forget it. M16 spray. That is quite tough. I mean, I don't like the M16 all that much, purely for the fact that it is in burst mode. Yes, you can switch it to single tap mode, but it's too much of a hassle. I just go for a lovely AR. Right. Speaking about ARs, it's Wave that are in a bit of trouble. Down on that southern end is +18 now start to trickle on through. Ooh. There we go. One down. Well, one more to go. It is going to be Zizold now holding on that front line. Puncher King, of course, now about to go toe-to-toe with Focus. So let's see what Clear Vision will have for them. Special also going to be losing a player along the way, but it is now Zizal trying to dodge, duck, and dive their way on through. But of course, the lead finds them as we wave goodbye. Now left with only 14 teams, +18 already up to 4 eliminations strong. But now the balance has shifted quite a bit in the zone. Teams taking a more spread out approach. We have several starting to trickle up towards the north. My French is great. Oh, thanks. It helps if you watch Pink Panther 1 and 2 and repeat for a few weeks. It's funny, but it's true. Meanwhile, Clear Vision still going to be looking to find a bit of an angle now on towards Puncher King. Oh, 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 come on, do it. Yo, they get it. They got one. One shot also got one, but they got shot down instead of being able to get the plays in. Mo Esports are starting to light it up as they do find a bit of a play down on towards Castle Black. Ooh. Things are starting to heat up. Come on, come on. So SAFG with a quick retaliation. Down goes Elisio. Alright, so now it's up to Vortex, Hainsley, and of course Pedro. Handle. Let's see who's going to get it. Oh, Hainsley, that's a risky play. Virtual Gaming Squad also now going to be looking to bring in their own contribution. As you can see, those plays just connecting through. Smash also having a clear line of sight. Ooh, alright. Okay, Falcons white. The first team down. Mo following on their heels, but Falcons white going down before Mo. Now, that is an interesting turn of events. As we said, right, this Phase 3, it is going to be quite exciting to see what the teams are going to be bringing on through. And so far, we are looking at several few upsets happening across the board. Now, up north, it is going to be Castle Black and Black Hand getting into a little bit of a tussle, a bit of an altercation. But it's going to be the one to reign supreme. Joker. Now, about to get tickled as that blue zone comes through, but I can bet you they are not going to be laughing about this situation. Instead, they're going to be trying to find a way to get themselves out of it. Meanwhile, Ahmed finding quite a bit of a response here onto Koa. Unfortunately, Koa managing to just relegate that cover pressure is building. I'm liking what Castle Black are doing here. Making it very, very contentious, but they are down to Joker and SAFG, and Joker is going to be tanking on some blue juice. Oh, too much blue juice is definitely not that good for you. Oh, there we have it. Mozaro stepping up with the S12K. Plaza coming through with the vehicle, and Joker hearing nothing but crickets out in the blue. At least they do find Koa. Oh, come on, get it quickly before the blue zone gets you. There we have it. Nice. At least Castle Black securing the play. Nice assist coming through from the blue. But there we have it. We've got, of course, 11 teams now remaining and 38 still alive. Oh, Smash now jumping, bumping heads here against the side of Virtual Gaming. But Fares, well, goes back into the forest. Smash team ends their run right here. Smash already up to 9 eliminations. They are just absolutely on fire. Just cooking up a complete storm here today. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Now, speaking about loving it, right, Jack Digger, RUKH Esports also getting ready for a bit of a play. Perks finds the trade up onto default. Wow. So by default, that was not supposed to happen. Not quite sure what the angle wants there, but Jack Digger definitely capitalizing on the available opportunity. Teaston, what do you need to understand? What Koa was playing, I mean, Koa was trying to go back for the vehicle. But the big bad blue zone, you know, doing its thing. You can't beat it. You just can't. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Nice nade coming through. That is the Ban getting swung right there. A Smash now are down to 1. It's now solely reliant on Knight to show us what they can bring on through. Melas is going to be running over Mozaro. Oh my word. Black Hand getting swept under the rug, and out they go. Down with 3 eliminations, all the way in 10th place. Jack Digger now going to be holding it nice and steady, looking to contest onto the side here of RUKH Esports, but Rami getting spotted out in the open at 77k. Comes through with a bit of a trade. Jack Digger still holding on to the full squad. I don't know what's going on here today, but I like it. It's quite a bit of an upset. I mean, RUKH Esports, they also, in general, have a really good performance when it comes to this map. Right, they've already had at least 2 winner chicken dinners on here. So, seeing things go like this is very, very interesting indeed. But let's see just how far they are going to be able to take it. A 77k are going to be looking to at least constrict that position coming through from the eastern front. So this is a triangle of doom. The moment it becomes a square of despair, that's when you really need to get worried. But triangle of doom, it's fine. I mean, we can handle this, right? Looking at the ridge lines, looking at the available angles, the opportunities. Oh, Thor coming in swinging. Unfortunately, not exactly going to be able to reach all the way across just yet. A great opportunity available now for 77k. I mean, they've got a nice bit of backup as well. Looking at Fajita's angle there. They gotta watch out for Special and Greedy. But I think the ridgeline is gonna allow them to not be seen, right? So they can hold up a bit of an angle in the meanwhile. Oh, the zone shifts up into limbo. That is gonna be quite a troubling shift. Meanwhile, the World of Battle also now getting ready for a bit of a smash hit as they do end them all the way now in 9th place. Going out with 9 eliminations down to the final 8. Everybody at least sitting with a few eliminations next to their name. Now it's going to be Rami having to try and dance around the burning vehicles, but the shots connect on through. Fajita instead will fall. A 77k is now being reduced down to Thor. Well, they were, right? They did have Thor, but then Melas. Ah. Getting a beautiful headshot with that buggy. I mean, doing that is not easy, right? Remember back in phase 2, I believe it was on Erangel, where Blackhand started throwing buggies around. Melas now Just showing us how to get headshots with buggies. So well played there to Melas. Now still RUKH Esports going to be holding here. They've not yet escaped or trying to make any play. Oh, but now it's down to Perks. Melas. What they're going to be able to bring through here. Danzo. Trying to build up. Oh, nice. S12K hit coming through here from Melas. Now it's going to be Pusher up ahead. But they too are going to get pushed instead by the blue zone. A very, very sweaty angle coming through here for RUKH. Jack Digger now trying to make it work, but it's going to be V6 to get dropped. Melas again with the S12K, and down they go as the World of Battle reach across the way with a lovely M4 spray down. Krona playing the upset as we do wave goodbye to RUKH Esports. Down to the final 5 teams we go. So it started off as a slightly more relaxed match. Right, these teams really just looking to crack open a can of insane PUBG action, and that is exactly what they bring to the table. Clear Vision, the World of Battle, still a bit of an indecisive play towards that southern side. But fortunately, the blue zone is going to help them, as it is just less than a minute away from closing up yet again. Greedy also find themselves in a bit of a troubling play, as they are over on towards the eastern side, but the elevation is not working in their favor. I think that could become quite a bit of a problem, especially seeing the location of these opposing teams. But in the meanwhile, also Jack Digger, they will get wrapped up, shipped out. Vision could maybe have this one in the bag. But they're going to have to really work a bit of magic on the edge of the zone. The World of Battle already up to 6 eliminations. Exactly the same amount of elims that Special have. But now we wait that zone closure. Where's it going to take us? The World of Battle now feeling a little bit emboldened. Going for a bit of a 2-2 split here. Ooh. Well, and it pays off, right? Mohammed, Arthur, smack dab center zone. Krona Hazem now being able to provide a little bit of that side cover. Krona becoming a bit of a menace here. Gotta love it though. See if Krona can secure any of these plays as Hazem now use the opportunity to get themselves instead repositioned back into the safety of the zone itself. Up comes Special, looking to make the play. Ramsey, YC in a bit of trouble. They might be able to evade the sprays coming through here from Krona, but once they crest that ridge, it is going to be the rest of the World of Battle to just lay into them. Greedy now finding themselves in exactly that position I was worried about. They are trying to push forward in towards the zone, climbing up the hill, but up comes Weiss and Rams behind them. Hemo, NASA. Seems a little bit too close for comfort for them. Of course, out comes the utility and down goes Hemo. Weiss taking quite a bit of a beating there as well, but NASA now getting spotted out. Up comes the bush. Oh, and down they go. Beautiful spray here from Ramsey. DBS, right? Don't be silly. Hitting them right in the helmet. Ramsey getting closed up as well as the World of Battle now start to push on forward. It's only them and Clear Vision having to fight for that winner chicken dinner. Both teams currently sat on 7 eliminations each. But it's down to Vito, Vankid, and Focus, at least on the Clear Vision side. And the full squad coming through from the World of Battle. This seems to be their game. They've got the numbers advantage. They've got the confidence. Ooh, but are they going to find the angles they need? Arthur, though, with that MG3. Are we going to see it being utilized in this last bit of a fight? I hope the answer is yes. That nearly being the epitome of, spray and pray. Was it pray and spray? Whichever way, it's going to be doing quite a bit of damage once it really starts to cook. In the meanwhile, the World of Battle now starting to spread themselves out, trying to see if they can trap the side here of Clear Vision. Clear Vision, they're not going to relent just yet, right? They want to hold on to the compound as long as they can. They know that the World of Battle don't have a clear, precise play on them just yet. Habib giving us a shout out there for the Falcons. Yes, Falcons. I mean, they're also here somewhere. The Falcons, they've already been sent to the lobby, but the Falcons, I mean, I'm yet to see just how much of a clutch play they're going to be bringing in. Right, in the meanwhile, let's see now. The World of Battle and Clear Vision slowly having to close the gap. The World of Vision, the World of Battle, rather, the World of Vision, sure. Or is it the Clear Battle? Right, we go with that one too. The World of Battle having a really good possession of the zone. As you can see, they've now just kind of lined themselves up right there in center zone. Cutting straight through the phase. Just in a few mere moments, if I can English properly, we'll see that blue zone start to close up yet again. Right, so this could potentially be the final countdown. So we'll either see the World of Battle potentially go up to 10 eliminations, or we could even see the players there from Clear Vision go up to 11. But it's all going to be quite reliant on how these teams take these next few moments as the blue zone now starts to close on up. This is going to be the end of the match, at least within the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But I don't even think these teams need that much time. Arthur now getting set up. MG3 at the ready. Oh, I like that angle from Hazem as well. Quite a bit of pressure coming through from the World of Battle. You got to watch out for Vankid. We saw what they could do yesterday, but so far, seems like Hazem really utilizing what cover that little drop is bringing through. MG3 ripping into the side of Clear Vision. And there we have it. Our very first winner chicken dinner right here on Miramar Day. Coming through for the World of Battle. What a finish, what a play. Gotta love it though. World of Battle, they're gonna play only 2 Miramars, right? This is their first. They're gonna be playing the last one as well, all the way over in match number 5. But what a way to set the precedence for this first match of the day. 10 eliminations, 1767. A beautiful bit of work that they've been doing, and they've only received 660 damage. So it's not that much. Well done, well played. I mean, very exciting stuff coming through from the World of Battle. Of course, those 10 eliminations, it goes quite a long way for them. But now, of course, right, we are going to prep ourselves for a few of the replays. We're going to take a look back at a few of the amazing moments that we had before. We are going to be dropping into a bit of a stat breakdown. So in the meanwhile, let's take a look at the highlights. Bam! Some pretty explosive stuff coming through here. What's up, Selen? Welcome, welcome, welcome. But of course, well, as we know, it's about that time, right? We are going to be taking a look at the performances that we've had now, right? We need to see a bit of a stat breakdown, see who our MVP participants are, see what those damage and elimination graphs look like, because, I mean, a very exciting start to the action here. And, well, as we did see in the match itself, there was a few teams, unfortunately, that are going to be making a stop over at our donut shop, but it's fine, right? That helps us, you know, stay open for business. It's a thing that happens. One interesting thing that we saw in this past match as well is that the blue zone got 1 elimination. It was Koa Oops. But in the meanwhile, looking at the plays here, Vankid coming through with 4 eliminations. Krona coming through with 751 damage. Pretty amazing play, though. Of course, Black Last securing themselves those lovely 2 eliminations. Vankid again coming through with the longest hit. So 364 meters. Now, the longest one we saw was 504 all the way back in the first phase. But still impressive nonetheless. Teak, of course, covering quite a bit of ground there with the rest of the Falcons. 12.12. Almost 12.3. Now, that is pretty impressive. Quite a bit of ground that's been covered here. But you got to say, though, Clear Vision, they've been doing quite a bit of work in this past match, right? You can see there, Vankid, even looking back at how they were performing yesterday, Clear Vision, they were quite a bit of a force, right? Even if you remember back on the last Erangel that we had yesterday, Vankid getting very close to playing that upset and maybe even stealing a winner-winner chicken dinner. But of course, well, they're not going to have that opportunity here today. Instead, Clear Vision are going to be finishing on 13 points with 6 coming through from placement and the 7 eliminations they were able to secure. The World of Battle, though, a lovely 10-10 out of 10, right? 20 points in total, 12 going over to the side there special. Also then coming through with those 7 eliminations. Smash capitalizing on all the aggression. And then, of course, well, here are our donut shop tenants, right? Mo Esports, Falcons White, which is very surprising. Wave as well as Arab Golden. So, yeah, it's not always that things go according to plan, but as we know, there will be still 4 additional maps here today for the teams to try and make up for anything that could potentially maybe have gone wrong in the first game. Now, as I said, the players coming through in Group D, they're going to be playing all 3 of our Miramars here today, right? So moving into match number 2, Group D, they're going to be sitting it out so they can get ready for whatever else the day is going to be bringing on in. So Arab Golden, Blackhand, Clear Vision, as well as PLUSEIGHTEEN. They're going to have ample opportunity to try and show us what they can do when it comes to the map of Miramar. Speaking about opportunity, let's take a look at Vankid versus Krona. So the World of Battle versus Clear Vision. Now, this was essentially that fight, right, for pole position. As you can see, only 40 damage points being the difference between the performance we had from Krona versus that of Vankid. But Vankid able to still milk 4 eliminations out of that and 5 assists. So a very impressive play coming through from Vankid. But that kind of is pretty much on par with what we saw come through from them just yesterday. So I'm curious to see exactly how far Vankid is going to look to push that, because great start coming through for Clear Vision in the first day. So far, day 2, it's a little bit early. We can't really make a full assessment as to what we have happening just yet. But I'm hoping to see that continuous improvement come through from them. Moyes, no, you're not late. We've just finished the first match. We just started without you. So welcome in regardless. And of course, if you guys enjoyed this thing in the chat, just give us a bit of a wave, right? Just say hi or whatever the case is. And if you don't want to do that, just tell me who you are here to support. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at the head-to-head here between Smash and Special. As, well, both these teams tried quite hard, right? They got themselves into that 3rd and 4th place. Smash, again, just capitalizing on only elimination and aggression, not finding themselves any placement points, whereas we can see the players here from Special managing to land themselves lovely 12 points. Right now, the 5 that we see there, that is not the placement points, that of course being the assist that they had in Smash, coming through with double that. So a very aggressive effort coming through from Smash. And of course, well, obviously, right, 17-12 coming through on the damage end. So a very, very exciting play from Smash. But as we know, we need to see how the teams are going to take all the aggression that they just showed here and take it over into the jungle, right? Because we are going to be heading into Sanhok up next to see exactly what our teams are going to be doing. And of course, well, stepping into match number 2, that means that Group E are going to be joining us back out on the battlefield. So we are going to be welcoming back RUKH, the players from Superpower, the Vampires, the Vampires, as well as XENON. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what these teams are going to be bringing in. Speaking about the teams though, right? Looking at the performances that we've seen so far with regards to the map of Sanhok itself, Falcons White, as I said before, quite the formidable force, right? 3 winner chicken dinner, 71 eliminations for a total of 111 points. That's crazy because they got the most placement, the most elims, the most total points. So that is pretty impressive to see. Now, I'm curious to see what RUKH is going to be doing because they've got a 1 winner chicken dinner sitting on 56 eliminations. That essentially, based on a quick scan, is the 2nd highest amount of eliminations that we have on the map of Sanhok. But I want to see them really utilize the opportunity here because, I mean, this is their first match of the day, right? So they have that chance to play a bit of an upset because they've had whatever gap there was between yesterday and today to maybe come up with a bit of an adjustment, maybe, you know, focus even more effort on through to the battlefield. So I want to see how they are going to be playing this game here. I'm curious to see what the result will be. But of course, well, XENON, also one of the teams that could do with a bit of a winner chicken dinner. So are they going to find the chicken? We don't quite know, but we are going to be stepping out on the flight path to see exactly what these teams are going to have to work with. Of course, this being Sanhok. The flight path, not all too important. We are instead going to be waiting to see exactly where that first initial zone is going to be going. Alright, so we wait in anticipation to see what the zone is going to have for us. As we know, yesterday, Sanhok was all the way in match 3 instead of match number 2 like we have it here today. We don't necessarily have Blackhand here to come in with a back-to-back Sanhok chicken. But let's see who else will be the takers. Recall yesterday, this was the opportunity for Blackhand to give themselves a lovely 13 eliminations. Alongside that lovely, luscious winner chicken dinner. But who's going to be the team to do it here today? As you can see, a decent spread coming through. We don't see any crazy contention with regards to any position, in fact, here. I mean, Paradise is open. Bootcamp is open. Maybe something there over towards Camp Alpha with Superpower and Jack Digger. Ooh, alright. Alright, we'll take it. We'll take it. Nice zone. Slightly north, but not exactly too aggressively, right? Hainsley, a little bit separated from the rest of the team. Maybe gotta watch out for that one. We did see Arif as well as Yezen there from the Vampires. Also pretty close to each other. Both players also very spread out from the rest of the crew. Let's see, is that going to result in any problems? Yeah, Moise, I think you should have added only wrong answers are accepted. Alright, in the meanwhile, let's see who's going to be clutching up. Who's going to be taking the first elimination? Several potential angles that we could see that happening on. I mean, Wave also now moving up on towards the Bootcamp Hills. We got Hardy. And one of their teammates, oh, Zizal. Zizal is there, joining them just to the south. But they don't necessarily have a clear line of sight over into the players here from Virtual Gaming Squad. Meanwhile, Pai None could be sitting on the edge. You're gonna know people are excited to see Sanhok when we start talking about the time in the chat. The only time we need to worry about is the time there. It's now 24, 23, 22, 21. That timer is the timer we gotta worry about. I'm sure they'll run. Sure. Alright. Okay, random topics being discussed here today, but I guess we'll take it as we are going to be awaiting the aggression. A little bit of that spice to find its way on through. Speaking about spice, players here from Special Esports, they got a special spot all the way down in Camp Charlie. No one there to contest them, so let's see how they are going to be looking to rotate up. Maybe they could venture all the way across over towards Painan, maybe just dip straight over the bridge and rotate through Cave towards that quarry region. But if they rotate a little bit far to the east, they are going to find themselves rotating straight up into Smash. In the meanwhile, speaking about Smash, there's going to be more Esports and Virtual Gaming Squad looking at a bit of a play. So some good angles being covered here by Virtual Gaming, but are they going to be able to pick up side there of Mo? I mean, Vortex also now about to just come rotating up, but I think this is where Vortex could play quite an essential role in this current position here, because they have the opportunity to reinforce the flank. You can see Alicia, Hainsley, they're going to be holding on the front line. Meanwhile, Pablo and Vortex going to be coming up the back end. Ooh, so far so good. Pedro coming out with a little bit of that hot spice. Reaching on through to Amjid. Let's do this, Mo. Oui, c'est ça, c'est ça. Come on, Amjid. What's your response gonna be? Alright, so now it's gonna be Pedro Vortex just holding on the edge. Ooh, trying to strengthen the side there of Hainsley and Alicio. I just hope that they're not all gonna try and cram into one little itty bitty building. Right, you want to try and play the edge. But of course, well, as per usual, Mo Esports are going to be luring in the side there of RUKH Esports. Alright, Dylan, have a good evening. Thank you so much for sticking around. See you back on the next one in 2 days. Alright, Jack Digger, again in the usual spot, up in towards Hatin. What's nice about this phase, though, is Jack Digger uncontested over here. So they don't really have to fight with anybody. At least for today. This, Dolly, you're gonna have to translate the translation. What I can translate for you in the meanwhile is that Mo Esports. Ah, I'm gonna get hits. Oh no, Virtual Gaming Squad. Why you gotta be like that? Mo at least getting shipped out with 1 elim. I mean, again, right? They are still managing to find points. So it works. Regard. A miracle is about to happen. I mean, if you read the title and you saw the thumbnail, that you know that there's gonna be there's a surprise. What the surprise is, I don't know, but get ready for a surprise, right? That is what the title and the thumbnail said. And meanwhile, Falcon's gonna be taking a nice little bit of a chill there over towards the ruins. The zone is going to be centered up a little bit more to the east, right? Paradise, I think that could be kind of the place to go, but also looking at that spot in which we find the players there from Virtual as well as RUKH. It could be a great chance for them to now try and play with them. I'm curious to see who's going to be the team looking to take the plunge, looking to get themselves situated right up into a bit of exciting business. Ooh, XENON. Haha! Miramar coming through with a beautiful surprise. And then, I mean, that was daylight robbery right there. Miramar jumping out from behind the vehicle, knocking the player down because they want the vehicle. I mean, goodness. Hey. I guess that's one way to to get the job done. Wait for someone to squeeze in between a building. Speaking about squeezing in between buildings, Falcons trying to do the same. But Superpower coming through with a very quick response. Rami finding default with an explosion? Sorry, what? Wow. I mean, talk about the offsets coming through right here on Sanhok. You can see Wave now also starting to expand their reach. They are going to be looking to contest Superpower, but Bedrock's now getting shot in the knees. Few shin splints getting dealt out on that one. Hardy trying to get a bit of a response, but instead they get met with, well, a few explosions. Jack Digger, the team to fall in 14th. Wave now down to only Gaddafi and Hardy. Alright, so let's see what Gaddafi will have for us. As they are sole defender. Last one left to try and make a difference for the team. Well, meanwhile, it is going to be AXA now reaching in. Finding a bit of a play there onto Superpower. this could open up a bit of a chance now for Gaddafi to not only strengthen their hidey hole up here in towards the boot camp, but maybe come through with a bit of a response. Maybe seal a elimination here or there. Falcons still going to be playing a very, very wide spread. I like the confidence coming through from them. Right. Teak and Axa, the only two participants from Falcons, situated down into boot camp. The rest of the squad all situated up in center zone. Hey, Bashir giving us a bit of a wave over on Facebook. What's up, Bashir? Right now, Superpower just trying to clear each room, each building in the search for Axa and Teak. But so far, it seems like they are acing this hide and seek game. But the zone now going to be centering up even more towards Paradise. Ooh, the pressure is going to build. Seeing that we've got such a large number of teams all still situated down on towards the southern edge. Castle Black, the World of Battle, very, very close to each other. 77k could also come through with a bit of an upset. Virtual, in the meanwhile, just going to be chilling on the edge of zone. Holding that exact same reach we saw them in earlier. Castle Black, oh. Oh, they got a taste for life, and now they come rushing into the World of Battle. Ahmed, though! Oh my word! Down goes the World of Battle. SAFG and Ahmed essentially carrying the team to, well, at least some success. Just pulling up into the engagement. Wow. Now it's going to be RUKH Esports looking for a bit of an opportunity over on towards Virtual Gaming. Virtual still having to secure themselves, moving through into this next phase. But Special, they coming through with a bit of an ambush. Castle Black now having to defend yet again. As we do see 77k looking to play a bit of upset. Reaching in with those utilities, but is it going to find the exact point it needs? The World of Battles, sure. Boys, maybe just gets lost in translation. Well, we can also translate a little bit of this aggression into carnage. You can see Faker now getting knocked on down. The utility coming quite close to them. See if Ahmed can fend off the rest of the advances here from 77k. SAFG again holding nice and steady. But now a lot of pressure riding on the shoulders here for Ahmed. Just need one well-placed nade over on towards Cacao, and that is going to be the end of 77k. Oh, Morteza instead will get found. 77 getting the res in. Up comes the push, and an effortless play here from Cacao as they wipe the floor with Castle Black getting sent away with 5 elims. But of course, now comes Axa. Good trade there. One down already. So Fajita needs to be very, very cautious how they play this angle. A lot of contention coming through on that southern edge. 77k, not going to be beating the blue just yet. But Superpower, RUKH Esports Special, Virtual Gaming Squad, as well as the Falcons all sat down towards the southwestern front. Smash going to try and sneak in behind Raad. As you can see over on towards the southeast. But XENON, they could maybe looking to wrap around towards the north. If they do, they're going to have a very, very comfortable spot right there. And that could maybe be the golden ticket. RUKH Esports not wanting to give up the compound just yet. Right, they just want to try and see if they can maybe find a few vulnerable players. Ooh, road setting up so far. It seems to be paying off. They are just ripping into the side here of Superpower. Kryptonite all over the place. But now comes the push. Unab definitely one of the participants from the Superpower squad that you got to keep a very close eye on. Ooh. And it feels like that is exactly what RUKH Esports now knew as well, as they did focus straight down onto them. It's now essentially down to Berlin. So quite a bit of a turnaround coming through here for Superpower. RUKH also now still having to battle with that blue zone. A little bit of hesitation rotating up. I mean, I feel like they maybe got a little bit greedy for those elims. Right, in the meanwhile, we do see YC down on their knees up ahead. FALCONS going to be feeling all the heat. Oh, Toxin. Oh, man. Toxin and Hemo dealing some very, very devastating blows. Gotta love it, though. And that is going to be the end of the FALCON squad. Special not trying to regroup on the edge of zone before starting their push. Oh, but look at this. Paradise. Paradise heating up. RUKH Esports getting gate kept quite aggressively. Greedy, though. He's going to be looking to lock it in. Got a very good possession right here. This is now potentially Greedy looking to turn the tables. Right, so RUKH now down to Rami. That is not exactly the way that they would have wanted to go. But, oh, look at this, though. Special. Gonna be creeping up as well. Coming through with beautiful third party on towards Greedy. So the cables, sure. The tables continuing to turn. But is this going to be a success now for Special? Ooh, yep, they do find at least one elimination. Ah, Broly. Unfortunately, will not make it beyond the wall. Now it's up to Weiss and Ramsey to see if they can maybe defend. But of course, we get G-Bird also now just securing that edge of zone positioning. So I think Greedy here making the wise call. Instead, going to be focusing their efforts on zone positioning. Leaving Rami to kind of sort themselves out with that blue zone. In the meanwhile, still a very, very difficult play coming through over on towards the southeastern side as well, right? It's Smash, it's Raad, Virtual, and Wave. All very crammed up and quite close to each other. XENON, as I said before, right, earlier I said they might be looking for northern rotation. That is exactly what they did. And now they find themselves in a very favorable kind of setup. Because there's nobody on that northern side. So they can just sit back, relax, polish their scopes, and get ready for a bit of action a bit later on, depending on how the zone is going to be shifting. And just leave the rest of the teams down on towards the southern side. Oh, to sort out their business, right? Speaking about business, that is exactly what RUKH Esports now got the heavy hand of. They got sent away. So Smash also now down to 1, as you can see. Knight down towards that southern side. Not quite sure what kind of a push is going to come through from Knight, especially looking at the fact that Raad is holding quite steadily right there alongside them, right? Greedy! They've also now opted for the roofs. Again, trying to capitalize on the elevation before having to move on up. But at least for them, they've got about 30 seconds and then still that blue zone closure to work their way through. They are on the short side of that zone, shorter side. That does allot them a little bit more time. Oh, good night. Yes, sir. Ramsey securing the elimination right there, and that is the end of the road for Smash. It's a nice bit of Overwatch coming through here from Nas and the rest of the team. Now utilizing the available taunts here. They've now squeezed themselves and tucked themselves up into zone. So Delharp and Toxin can now focus on just reaping the benefits of having a bit of a gatekeep angle. Good play going through here from NASA. But it is Toxin to lock in that explosion. Oh, this could be the turning point. This could be Special now in quite a bit of trouble. Let's see what NASA and the rest of Greedy are going to look to do right here. Meanwhile, it's going to be RUKH and Virtual Gaming Squad going at each other as well, as we can see just over on towards that eastern side. But now comes the pressure play. Right, Special. They're going to be battling the blue. They're going to be battling the side here of Greedy. Oh, and the blue does get the upper hand. So down they go. 8 eliminations up, though. A very contentious play coming through there from Special. With that, we are down to our final 5 squads. Oh, very aggressive defense coming through here from Virtual. Trying to bring a bit of a stop onto the side there of RUKH. You can see Virtual Special to the predicted victors. But as we know, Special unfortunately not going to be making it up into that potential winner chicken dinner spot. So let's see if it'll be on the cards. Coming through now for Virtual Gaming. Meanwhile, XENON, they've been very, very quiet. They've got 4 eliminations to their name. They still have all 3 players up. I don't think anybody is aware of their current location. Well, I say that, and then Gary Boy gets spotted out as G just peers through the smoke. Ooh, Marshall. Down they go. Right, so RUKH, Virtual, they need to bring this fight to some kind of a conclusion because the blue zone is going to force their hand regardless. G, though, with a good finisher. Oh, Fivo! Risking it all out in the blue. Now it's up to again. Good bit of damage being dealt. Not quite sure if Yafaz is going to be able to beat the blue. No, instead it is going to be Carry Boy to seal their fate. Oh, again trying to out-heal the blue, but they're not going to make it. Yep, down they go. RUKH is out. It is now between Greedy and XENON to see who will be walking away with that winner chicken dinner. Greedy now with 9 elims. XENON sitting with 7. Good finisher coming through there from Gary. Ooh, up to 9 elims. It's NASA, and down they go. XENON, reigning supreme. Securing their very first winner chicken dinner. Right here on the map of Sanhok. A good play, good strategy coming through. Good utilization of all the aggression available to them. But of course, no surprise to see XENON performing like this, right? This is XENON. We know what XENON is capable of. Of course, 10 eliminations, dealing 1057, receiving 998. Ooh, very close. Very, very close. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort, but they're not managing to work their way through all the struggles that they were dealt. And of course, well, climbing to the top with a lovely, luscious winner chicken dinner. Doing so also with 10 eliminations. So it seems like that is kind of the trend here for today, right? Winner chicken dinner, 10 eliminations. We have that in match 1. We saw it now come through in match number 2. So, well, we need to see if that trend is going to continue moving into match 3 and beyond. But of course, well, as we know, we're about at that point where we are going to be taking a look at the replays. So let's enjoy. Well, there we go. Some very exciting bits of action coming through. Some great highlights there. And, of course, well, if you missed it, XENON, they got the winner chicken dinner. Doing so with 10 lovely eliminations to their name. So, yeah, there we go. Of course, we are going to be taking a look at a bit of that stat breakdown to see exactly how the teams performed, right? Who was our top eliminator earner, of course, who got the most damage, and of course, then we're going to be taking a look at that damage and elimination graph all together, right? Because we've seen some interesting plays. I mean, we've got a team finishing on 9, 8, we've got 5 in there as well as 4, and then, of course, well, obviously 10 from what we saw. But we are going to be taking a look to see exactly who made it up into the top 5 with regards to the aggression. Of course, we could be jumping into that very, very soon. But first up, we are going to be taking a look, I believe, at our MVPs, right? To see who got the most eliminations as an individual, followed with that aggression, of course, the utility as well. So, yeah, quite a lot to look forward to. And, of course, well, it seems like we're going to go neither which way. Instead, we are going to be hopping straight into the leaderboard. As we can see, XENON finishing on a glorious 20 points there. Greedy coming through with 15, right? 9 of which, as a result of their eliminations, 8 going over to the side of Special, walking away with 10 points in total. RUKH finding a very healthy dose of points there as well, coming through on 9, Virtual on 8. Oh, as you can see then, Wave only capitalizing on placement points. So sometimes it happens, right? But also then Superpower, they only capitalize on eliminations. And that is essentially the trend moving down this leaderboard, aside from Smash, who were still able to find themselves a good finish all the way up in that 7th, 8th position. And of course then it's going to be the Wilderness Battle and the Vampires to, well, take their seat over in the donut shop. And we also did see the Blue Zone securing 3 eliminations. So we could add the blue up there, I think, in like between 10 and 11th place, right? Maybe 10.5. That's how you can add the Blue Zone in. As we know, 3 players fell to the blue, and that is, well, that's what it is, right? So very, very exciting bits of action coming through here. The team's always bringing in quite a bit of a surprise when it comes to the map of Sanhok. But speaking about surprises, it should be no surprise that the next match, we are going to be heading right back over in towards Miramar. It is Miramar Day after all, right? So we're going to be playing 3 of them. Now, for Group D, it is going to be their second Miramar. And, of course, as I said before, Group D, it's the only squad, the only group that are going to be playing all 3 of them. So excited to see exactly what results they are going to be having for us. Speaking about results, right, here is the damage v aggression graph. The result of that. RUKH Esports walking away with 1838. Greedy coming through on 1758. And then we drop off a little bit, right? But no surprise to see RUKH and Greedy being so aggressive. Unfortunately for RUKH, they were only able to find themselves 4 eliminations out of that, where Greedy got 9. But I think the highest conversion rate is definitely going to lean in favor of the players coming through from Special, as they were able to find themselves 8 eliminations out of 1377. Right, some pretty good stats. Gonna love that. But, well, will they be able to maintain that bit of consistency moving all the way through? Because as we know, today being a day in which the teams have a lot more access to those more ranged maps. Right, Miramar. I'm curious to see how they are going to be utilizing the strategies come through, because, I mean, sure, Sanhok could translate into Miramar, right, in towards those more later stages of the match, but essentially looking at the early stages of the game, it's a completely different playstyle, right? Because the teams have a lot of ridge lines, a lot of angles to try and utilize, and we've seen it a few times where the teams actually have the capability of kind of sneaking their way around, going through undetected, right? So I'm curious to see how that is going to turn out. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at the players here from Special Esports coming through with their average performance. So, yeah, I want to have them also maybe pop off a little bit, right? Just a little bit, not too much. But so far, they're doing pretty good when it comes to the map of Miramar. Currently sat all the way in that 3rd place with a grand total of 85 eliminations. And of course, well, they've not yet found themselves a winner chicken dinner. So maybe this next match could be that exact opportunity for them. Hola, Blind. ¿Cómo estás? Let's see whether or not Super will be able to secure themselves the winner chicken dinner come match number 3. Of course, match number 3, well, there's going to be one group having a bit of a break, right? So that is going to be Group C. So that is Castle Black, as well as Smash Team, the World of Battle, and of course the players then from Virtual Gaming Squad. And it is, again, that opportunity now for Group D to step on back out. So that is going to be Arab Golden, Black Hand, Clear Vision, and of course then the players coming through from PLUSEIGHTEEN. Right, so a few great opportunities available here. Now looking at the teams joining us back on the battlefield, Arab Golden, yeah, Miramar, not necessarily their strong suit. Yes, they've been able to find a few points, but they could do with a bit of an improvement on that front. Looking over to the players there from XENON, they find themselves currently situated in about 8th place with regards to Miramar. One winner with Chicken Dinner coming through for them. But that's in Group E, so we are going to be looking instead at the other ones. It is going to be the players then from Black Hand, of course, secured all the way in 7th place with 2 winner Chicken Dinners, 128 points in total. We got the players then from Clear Vision, performing quite well, 131. 2 chickens to their name, so excited to see what that is going to be bring in. Soy muy bien. Nice. Nice. Yeah, don't speak too much Spanish because el ni hablo, yeah, español. El hablo inglés. Whatever. Something like that. +18 also. I mean, they've had a winner with a chicken dinner before, right? Again, not the craziest bit of points that they've been able to receive, but consistent, right? 31 placement, 31 eliminations. I think they are essentially the most consistent team with regards to those points, right? Exactly balanced, right? Having the exact same amount of elimination and placement points, which is interesting to see. It works quite well for my OCD, so I'll take it for that one. But of course, we are going to be looking to our top performers into this match, right? So we are going to be looking at Falcons, we are going to be looking at Special, Ra'ad, and Clear Vision, as well as Black Hand, right? Those are our top 5 teams stepping into this match. So we want to see who's going to be the one to reign supreme and get themselves that winner chicken. That, of course, drop your predictions in the chat, right? If you got any thoughts as to where you think the flight path is going to go, where the zone's going to be going, be sure to let me know in the chat. So if you want to feel a little bit more brave, you can also tell me who do you think is going to be clutching up, and do so while telling me the amount of eliminations they're going to be having to their name, right? Are they going to be picking up 10? Are they going to be picking up 20? Are we going to be seeing a 27 winner chicken dinner come through like we just had in PMPL EU, right? Who knows? It could be anything, right? But of course, be sure to share your thoughts as we get ourselves ready to hop straight onto the plane to see exactly what these teams are going to be working with. So this is going to be our second edition of Miramar for the day. And of course, well, we don't quite know who's going to be the team to take that winner chicken dinner. The plane should be up and refueled and ready to go very, very soon. So we'll just see, right, what that is going to be bringing in. Now, we did have a nice share of action coming through in our very first match of the day. Of course, if you remember, it was the players from the World of Battle stepping up to claim themselves the victory. They're not here to defend that honor because, well, they're not playing this match, right? Virtual Gaming Squad, they're also not going to be playing, even though they are sitting with 5 winner chicken dinners to their name, right? Sitting with a success rate of 22%. Now, that's quite high. Speaking about high, right? Let's say hi to the map as we are going to be making our way on down to see exactly what our teams will have to work with here. Miramar. Miramar. Alright, let's go with a Miramar. I like Mohawk more. Mohawk just kind of rolls off the tongue. But I'll take a Miramar. A Miramar. I don't know why it feels so weird to say that, but sure. Moise, are you using Google Translate? Because that seems like you're using Google Translate. But I can also use Google Translate and tell you that the flight path is starting over in El Azhar, heading all the way across the opposite way towards El Bazo. Maybe blind, maybe it's a Miramo. Miramo. Yeah, it could be a Miramo. Hey. Either which way, Falcons, they're going to be heading down south as per usual. Beautiful zone, very complimentary to this flight path. The zone looking like a pack of Skittles. You can see 77k there, pretty close to the lovely Pocus. And of course, well, speaking about that, we got our first hit being delivered into the side there of Arab Golden. They lost their first player. Who was it though? Was it Ahmed? Because we can see Mason, we can see Timon. Maybe it was Pumba. Yes, it was Pumba. Maramo. Jahad, you're so good at what? Coming in late. 100%. 100%. You're really good at that. Coming back in time for another hand special. Oh, so you're saying that there's something going to happen here in match 3. So regardless of the map, we're going to be looking at a hand special. Oh, so I was actually spot on the money with Google Translate. Hey, hey, hey. 5 points to DK. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's see. Give your predictions as to who you think is going to be taking the clutch here. Right? It's going to be FALCONS, Special, RUKH, Clear Vision, or Black Hand, right? Those are our current top 5 teams playing in this match, right? Not the overall top 5, because the top 5 stops at Clear Vision. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Virtual Gaming Squad is holding on to second. Oh, but +18. They're going to be holding on to strings. They get quite a bit of a disruption coming through into the end of them. Also losing their first player, so we said goodbye to 2 so far. So Wave finding the one, Superpower finding the other. I'm golden here with a beautiful spot. Then I'll move up into the church. Plus 18 in the meanwhile. Trying to lick their wounds, but fortunately for them, they are situated towards the northern side of Los Leones, right? Special still holding up all the way back down. No, Blind, that is not at all what he meant. He actually meant something completely different, but I'm sure you can figure it out. That's why I was laughing. But anyway, let's not lean too much into that. We are going to be looking over at RUKH here up in Monte Nuevo. Nice, nice casual place to get themselves looted up, uncontested, not a worry in the world. So they can look to find as much gear as they need. Or as they deem fit, right? They've already started to make a bit of a play for the edge of zone. Meanwhile, it's going to be the players from Greedy all the way on the opposite end. Coming through on that eastern side. Creeping closer to Graveyard. Of course, now just rotating away from Junkyard. Hey, Blind figured it out. There we go, GG. See, that's definitely not something that I'm going to talk about here, but in the meanwhile, let's look at what RUKH Esports are going to be doing, as they are kind of almost our most northern team, up there in Cruz del Valle, starting with a bit of a push, heading further down south. I mean, they've got clear line of sight all the way down in towards Hacienda del Patron, so curious to see what position they are going to be looking to contest. I mean, they could even venture over towards Black Hand, who we see currently held up in towards water treatment in the surrounding area. Maybe a little bit closer towards San Martin, but they're between water treatment and San Martin. Right, just holding on to that lovely big mound that we've got there. More Esports in the meanwhile, they are going to be scattered between La Cobreria and Crater Fields, which I think is going to be a nice spot for them. Then on here, they're going to be looking to just rotate up, going for power grid potentially. Oh no, actually they're heading in the opposite direction, right? So they could instead be looking to get a bit of a setup on those mountains over there. I think that might be exactly what they're going to be aiming for. Center zone for the time being is occupied by Superpower and the Vampires. But again, neither are going to be looking to make too much noise. They don't want their location being known just yet. Right, they want to try and stay hidden for as long as they possibly can, because there could still be a few benefits in that. Of course, who knows, right? Maybe we could see another vehicle getting taken, like we did just over in Sanhok. I still believe that was a very big brain play. I mean, I think that was the first time actually in my career that I've seen that happen. So yeah, I want to have a little bit more of that. Wave also taking up a very center zone positioning here, so we can see up in towards Minas Generales. Yeah, how do you got to scope into those bags, right? You got to check the stitching, make sure that you know, they use the appropriate materials, the correct yarn. You gotta double check everything. Hey, Sensei joining us in the chat as well. Things being surprisingly quiet, right? Team's not looking to cause too much of an upset just yet. Oh, here we go. There we go. So, Picado, San Martin, lovely mountains in between. Oh, so we got Sensei and Sensei. Oh, arigato. And don't ask me to say anything other than that because I can't. We got Ace Sensei and Sensei owns you. Yes. Alright, let's see what the zone is going to be doing and who's going to be owning the zone. As you can just get yourself ready for a lot of contention to come through. You can see Falcons moving through from that southwestern side. XENON are already experiencing a little bit of difficulty here as they've bumped into RUKH. MEA Esports also going to be looking to just rush on forward. Hey. Oh, what a spray. Oh, you just renamed. Oh, man, that was quick fast. GG. Just as fast as the spray coming through here from Zuxi down onto XENON. So RUKH Esports and Jack Digger also in a bit of a setup over towards that eastern side. We can see the Vampires in clear vision. Getting into a little bit of a tussle. Ooh, come on, who's gonna get it? Fighting for possession of the hills. The hills are alive with the sound of gunfire. Because that's what we like to see in PUBG. Ooh, no Vankit. No, you're stuck. You're stuck. Oh, they actually made it out. Oh, nice. Alright, so we've lost a few. We've lost 5 players so far. But nothing too drastic has happened. RUKH Esports, though, they've moved up just behind the players here from Arab Golden. Oh, that could either be a golden opportunity or a very costly one. Not quite sure for who, though, but it is going to be, right? Oh, here we go. Blackhand now trying to contest a little bit up north. They got MEA Esports. Oh, look at Storm! Dodging shots all over the place. So Mazzaro with a good lineup on towards Vortex. So now it's up to Licio and Hansley. Good pairing that we've got there. But of course, Licio is going to be able to secure that res. Or at least attempt to do exactly that. Meanwhile, there's going to be RUKH and FALCONS also very, very close. So we have several hotspots, right? As you can see, RUKH and Arab Golden. We've got the Vampires and Clear Vision. We've got FALCONS and RUKH. We've got MEA and Black Hand. Now, we've seen that most consistently a bit of an opportunity being created there between Hand and MEA Esports, right? We saw it yesterday, we saw it in the first match, but now we see it come through in match number 3 as well. So you gotta compliment them on the consistency, right? Because, well, consistency is key at the end of the day. Special now getting a nice delivery coming through there from RUKH. Oh, yep. Nope, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. Right. A nice play coming through there from RUKH, securing themselves a nice additional elimination. FALCONS now going to be running up as well. Mo in hand, right. Mo now just, they started off behind Black Hand. Now they are ahead of Black Hand. Oh, come on. Come on. Great shots there onto Plaza. Nice, Elisio. Pretty sure Hand was not expecting this to happen, but you gotta commend Mo Esports for their efforts here. Whatever they've been doing in that break between phase 2 and this phase 3, so far really been working out exceptionally well for them. We do say goodbye to Plaza as they will get confirmed on down. Go on, Elisio getting ready for a bit of a trade. Elisio! Come on, one more. Oh, Mazzaro, quick hit with that DBS. Wow. Unfortunately, Hainsley is indisposed at the moment. Can't exactly bring in the fortification that they need right now. So they are reliant on Vortex to try and secure the play. And I think this would be the cue now for Hainsley to maybe try and close that gap. As you can see, Black Hand, they are back into full force. So Vortex, Hainsley. Two players I was told to watch today. Let's see what they're going to be doing now. Are they going to be able to contest Black Hand? Dispose of them, or will they themselves get disposed of? Nice bit of Overwatch here from Hainsley, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to do all too much with it. Especially seeing that we've got FALCONS and XENON not too far away. So again, can't make too much noise. Looking down towards that southern side. Oh, it is going to be a little bit chaotic now. With +18, Jack Digger, 77k, Arab, RUKH, and Wave. All having to just squeeze on through. Superpower. Smack dab center zone. So that is going to be quite the spot to try and defend. But I'm also going to be looking over towards that western front. Seeing that we've got clear vision and the vampires, as we can see on the mini-map down towards the southern side. We've got special, kind of teetering on the edge of zone. And then, of course, all the other outlying teams yet to rotate up. I think looking at this current positioning that we have in zone, if Black Hand rotate up towards the northern edge of zone, essentially maybe contesting Greedy for their position, there could be quite a bit of hope. Maybe just cutting in between that, right, coming through from that northeastern side. But we still have Mo up on that ridge line, as well as FALCONS, RUKH, and the side of XENON. So there's always going to be quite a bit of a contention all over the place. $77k. Arab, Jack, and Plus all still held up onto the edge. Whew. So slowly but surely these teams are going to be trying to push their way forward, trying to get themselves up into the side of the zone. Participando. Ooh, come on. Good angle here from Ninja. Show us them skills. Show us them skills. FALCONS don't need a chicken. They already have 4. What are they going to do with 5 chickens? I mean, Ellen can help us answer that question, but in the meanwhile, Clear Vision going to try and get the jump in on the vampires. Ooh, is that Nate? No, not quite yet. But this 2-2 split coming through from Clear Vision. This could be exactly the strat they need to try and get the jump over onto the vampires. Oh, you got to focus. That hit is going to drop you. Oh, Ninja goes down as well. Vito Vankid. Ah, viva la resistance! Down they go, and clear vision. Wiping the vampires down. Now it's going to be XENON potentially coming through with a bit of a third party, but as we can see, we also have the players there from Special hanging on the edge. What's up, Fardin? For Special now. Great opportunity here, just right out that ridge line. Oh, we do say goodbye to Mo as Vortex gets signed, sealed, and delivered right on back. At least Mo again, 1 point up. Point is a point. And then getting right to the point. But in the meanwhile, Falcons and XENON also having a bit of an exchange. Falcons reaching all the way from that northern side as we saw there. But AXA still caught here in an interesting position, right? You got Rad on the one side, Hand on the other. It does look to make things quite challenging. But as we know, AXA no stranger to a bit of a challenge. So Falcons now going to be utilizing the available opportunity here, right? Seeing that Ra'ad and Hand are kind of distracted for the time being. Oh, Falcons are going to use that opportunity to just secure themselves onto the edge. Meanwhile, 77k coming in hot. Taking down the side there of Jack Digger. But still Arab Golden in a bit of a position to play upset here. I mean, 77k, they've taken close to essentially no damage. They've just been playing a bit of third party. But will we see that follow through come in? I mean, we're about to hit stage 6 as well, as we do have that slow closure coming through from the blue. Oh, nice, nice puncher, locking it in. With that, we do say goodbye to the side of XENON. Wave also feeling quite a bit of a heat, as we did see Toxin and Co just looking to light it up. Now it's going to be up to Clear Vision to see if they can maybe find a little bit of that Falcon action. Still got to watch out for Ra'ad, though. Alright, so now, who's going to be taking it? Is it going to be Special? Is it going to be Clear? Is it going to be the Falcons? Potentially even maybe Ra'ad? Line saying that they want revenge. Well, I mean, if Special continue to push on through, they could definitely put themselves in a bit of a position for that to come through. One shot now, again, just one shot away from getting knocked right on down. Ooh. Greedy and Hand getting into a bit of a situation on towards the northeastern side of zone. But let's see what Clear will do. Are they going to be able to get those plays into Ra'ad? Already trying to set up a bit of a barrier there. Speaking about barriers, looking at Hemo. The rest of Greedy. They're going to try and see if they can maybe reach on through. Black Hand just within reach. Still got to watch out for that wave position as well. 77k, they might have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew as they started to push up onto Arab. But as we did see from the feed, 77 now being met with quite a bit of an opposition there. Right, heavy defensive. But now the zone taking another shift, moving back into limbo. So it's now going to force all our teams on the outlying regions to start to move on forward. I mean, RUKH Esports, Superpower, they're going to be sitting quite happily. They don't have to move an inch. But it's not the same situation coming through here for the Falcons or Clear Vision. Slowly Hand will get dismembered. Player by player. Down to Mozara they go. Ooh, Ra'ad and Superpower. Oh, stepping up. Up comes again. Good spray coming through on that one. But just as quickly as they stepped up, oh, just as quick, we see these sprays just resulting in quite a bit of carnage. So again, really proficient at just dealing with whoever dares to venture up in their building. Now Superpower down to White Boy and, of course, Unab. Hand reaching all the way across that zone. Right, so Ramsey is on the southern side of zone. As we can kind of partially see up on that mini-map. So quite a bit of reach, but also just shows you how tiny the zone now is as we do say goodbye to Special Esports. We still have 10 teams in this fight. RUKH already up to 6 eliminations. Falcons sitting on 4. Good Clear Vision sat on 5. But they've also now been dropped down to only 3 remaining players. Falcons still having a slight bit of a number advantage, but when trying to slide down a hillside, numbers don't mean all that much. Right, this is a very difficult position to get out of, and of course now looking at the lineup going through here from +18, they can now look to capitalize. Oh, but instead it's going to be Buncher trying to reach down into Clear Vision. Vito one shot. Now left to try and hold on. But again, you got to watch out for those third-party sprays, those third-party plays. Oh, Sai comes flying down the hill. Oh, there we go. 1 down, 2 down. Clear Vision out of here. Falcons also getting met with quite the play. And with that, Falcons are now down to only 2 remaining players. Ooh, effortless tap though coming through here from Mason. I mean, they did secure the finish on the first hit, but they sent out the second shot just to be safe. Oh, now Hazem getting met with quite a bit of a spray coming through here from RUKH Esports. Talk about capitalizing on the available opportunity. +18 also going to be playing a very spread position here. Let's see whether or not Timon from Arab could actually reach in. Oh, that nade. Good attempt, but unfortunately not having the legs it needs. Greedy, going to stay true to their name as they are going to look to come on through. Dalhop instead will get dropped. So now it's up to Toxin. At least on that front line. NASA providing a little bit of coverage. Several teams now dropping all around them. Also suppress S12K. Just sounds so nice. Oh, gotta watch out though. Rami not gonna suppress anything. So I wanted to say that that was a good decision being made by Greedy, but then again, we look at the terrain, and there's not a lot for them to work with here. RUKH instead are going to be looking to put a little fuel on the fire here as they move on through and finish up Greedy. G now needs to get themselves patched up because not only do they have a low HP bar, but that vehicle is also not looking too exciting, right? It is super low. You can't exactly heal a vehicle. RUKH also trying to figure out what is going to be the opportune approach to take moving into this phase. Falcons also now getting spotted out. Again, this is one of that first come first serve situations. RUKH now looking to ramp up the elevation here. They do find the default. Oh, 1 for 1. Come on, 1 more to go. Sprays are there, and of course RUKH again and again will continue to just try and poke and prod at the side of RUKH Esports. Now it's down to Pusher. Zaro is still holding on here for Black Hand. There we go. Very effortless play coming through, and that is going to be +18, just dropping them down. Oh, no! Again! Coming through. Dealing the last bit of devastation into the side there of Black Hand. Of course, Greatest is coming through from the blue, but now we are left with our final 2 teams. It is going to be RUKH and +18. So RUKH sitting on 9 elims, +18. Ooh, RUKH sitting on 10, excuse me. Well, so much that happened that even the feed can't even keep up with these teams. Oh, great execution onto Nagato. Now it's down to Dome. Final contender. Standing between RUKH and a potential winner chicken dinner. I don't necessarily see Tome making it out of this one in one piece. It is going to be a very, very challenging play indeed. Both +18 and Raad are sitting with one winner chicken dinner to their names so far. But which team is going to be the one to secure their second? It's a 1v1 showdown. The advantage definitely leaning in favor here of, again, already 6 eliminations up. And all they need is that one hit, that one shot. That one opportunity. Well, and they won't get it. Right, they won't get it because, of course, that winner chicken dinner has gone to the clutches of Raad, securing their second victory right here on Miramar, coming through with a very gracious 12 eliminations. But a valiant effort coming through there. As we saw, +18, I mean, they tried so hard. Yes, Mike, 100%. Again, is definitely something else, but look at Raad. 12 eliminations. 25-31. What a way to close it up. Of course, that being our third match of the day. So, surprisingly enough, we've seen teams from Group D, right? The only group Well, as I was saying, before we had those lovely highlights appear on screen, unpronounced, but either which way, right, as I was saying, Group D, the only group that's going to be playing all 3 Miramars. We've seen two teams from that squad, from that group, making it to top 2 on each of our Miramars, right? First one was Clear Vision in game number 1. Second one was +18 in game number 2. Now, who's going to be the one then in game number 5, right? Who's going to be the team? I mean, the only other 2 teams left is Arab Golden and Black Hand. But are they going to be able to get that winner chicken dinner, or are they going to fall in second place as well? Meanwhile, well, Raad is at it again, as you can see. The most eliminations and, of course, the most damage being acquired thereby again. So very, very exciting play indeed coming through from them. Gotta love it though. +18. So getting themselves a bit of a utility finish. I'm pretty sure we did see other utility finishes coming in, but I guess it is what it is. Tome probably scoring the highest damage with that as well. E-Flex though, with the biggest reflex, locking the shots in over 385 meters. So quite a bit of a range, and of course, no surprise to see the Falcons covering as much ground in this last match as they did, because we know where they drop, right? So quite a bit of a lengthy rotation coming through on their end. But yeah, very, very satisfying bits of action that we've had so far. But I'm curious to see how Group D is going to be performing today, as we know, right? Miramar Day, the only group playing all 3 of them. So we're going to have to wait for match number 5. But in the meanwhile, we are going to be having a bit of that Erangel action come in between as well, to see exactly who's going to be the team to step up on that front. Speaking about stepping up, let's step on up into our results. It is going to be 22 points getting awarded there to Raad. 12 eliminations, looking very, very nice, hot and spicy. 12, then 13 and 14 points getting awarded to RUKH Esports, as well as the players here from +18. And then, of course, we got 11 going out to the side there of Falcons White. So we got 11, 12, 13, and 14. Those are the numbers that we got up on board. But of course, then Black Hand walking away with 7 points, 2 eliminations. That's all they were able to find. MEA Esports still managing to get themselves that point, but we do welcome Special, XENON, Jack, as well as the Vampires over into the donut shop, as they got sent back with nothing but bubbles. But, well, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Some teams have the opportunity to secure those points, and others, well, they will have to try and capitalize on the next match to get those points secured. You can't always have all the points, right? It's very, very rare that we see each and every single group, or each and every single team, rather, getting themselves points when it comes to these matches. And, of course, that adds to the level of excitement. But, of course, speaking about excitement, we could potentially still be taking a look at a few more stats before we warm ourselves up to see exactly what Erangel is going to be bringing in. Of course, speaking about stats, let's hop straight through it. There's going to be the comparison here between Torm and, of course, again coming through from the side there of RUKH. Both two players having to bring in that final showdown, right? The final 1v1, as we can see, 7-7, right? The eliminations and the assists coming through there from again versus the 3 eliminations and assists coming through there from Torm. Only 400 damage difference. Very, very impressive coming through there from Torm then. Still managing to acquire that much damage, but unfortunately only converting 3 eliminations out of that. But great consistency. I mean, there's a reason why both of these players made it to the very, very end of the match. Fighting it out in the open desert to see who's going to be the one to walk away with that winner chicken dinner. So, yeah, very exciting stuff. But of course, well, as we know, we still have 2 more maps to go to see exactly who is going to be picking up all the available chickens here for day number 3. Day number 2. Right, day number 2. Yes, DK, day number 2. Day number 2 right here in the PMPL Africa Fall 2023 split. But of course, well, let's take a look at RUKH Esports. As, well, they've also been able to secure themselves a very, very strong finish coming through with those 9 eliminations, right? Pusher locking in 5 of it. So, yeah, I mean, as a result, Rami wasn't able to find anything. But this is a very interesting play that we've been seeing come through from the side of RUKH Esports. I mean, for the day, they are sitting on a grand total of 26 points for the day. So definitely nothing to scoff at. I mean, they've been performing quite well. But I don't know, it feels a little bit strange. It's like, I don't know, something feels a little bit odd. I don't quite know what it is or, you know, what even to call it. But yeah, I mean, RUKH Esports, they've definitely been quite active today. But I don't think that everything has necessarily been converted the way that they have been looking for it, though. I mean, another team that's also been performing quite well today is going to be the signing of +18. Now, especially to get +18, I mean, as a result of this last match, they actually climbed 6 slots, 6 positions, all the way up in towards 4th place. That is pretty dang impressive coming through from them. I mean, RUKH also, they climbed up quite a bit as a result of that winner chicken dinner. They climbed up 11 slots, all the way up into 3rd place. So very, very exciting to see this come through. But you can see also, then +18, try and secure quite a bit of damage. Torm definitely being presented with that opportunity, especially making it into that very last stage. But XENON, yeah, not exactly finding as much damage as they would have hoped, but a very even spread coming through there between Nagato and Torm. As Torm, I think, has essentially been the one to try and soften up the players, right? Dealing quite a few of those hits. Maybe then they move out of sight, and then you can see someone like Nagato coming through just to play a little bit of clean up there. So great teamwork regardless coming through from the side of +18. But of course, well, we're all going to take that back into the lovely Erangel to see what these teams are going to be bringing to the battlefield. Of course, now for the participants in Group A, this is going to be their last match of the day. So they're really going to have to grind it as hard as they can. And now looking at the leaderboard, you can see RUKH Esports secured up in pole position. FALCONS also then all the way up in towards that 2nd place. As I mentioned, RUKH, they've jumped 11 slots all the way up into 3rd. +18, they've climbed 6 to find themselves right there in 4th. And of course, World of Battle and XENON both dropping down 4 positions each. We did see Black Hand move up 1 position, essentially just trading places from 7th up into 8th place. Then a Virtual Gaming Squad also dropping down quite a considerable amount. Superpower, they've not moved anywhere. Based on this last match that we just had. So nothing really changing on their front. We did see Greedy also taking an upwards trend, moving up 1 position. Special, they've dropped down 5 slots, all the way down and towards that 12th position. Vampires, they've also dropped 3 down into 14th. And then for 77k, Clear Vision, nothing really changing on that front. Wave, also no change, aside from the addition of points maybe coming through. But then we got to take a look at that last stretch, right? That last little bit of the page. And that is where we'll see the players from Arab Golden also then moving out of 20th up into 18th position. And then, of course, well, they are met with Castle Black and Mo Esports. So that is our leaderboard, right? That is what we've got. That's where the teams find themselves so far within this phase. So we've seen a few big moves come through. An 11-slot move coming through from the side of RUKH. Very, very exciting to have. But of course, I think it's all going to be reliant on what the teams are going to be bringing into this next match. So far for the day, RUKH Esports are sitting with the most eliminations, sitting on 19, but only 7 placement points. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can see a little bit more consistency coming through with those placement points. Speaking of placement points, RUKH, the most consistent team so far with regards to that, coming through with 15. So things are looking pretty good for them, at least for today. But we want to see the teams maybe lock in more of a performance here, right? Lock in even more of a play, as we are going to be heading back to the map that they know and love, right? We're, of course, heading right back over onto Erangel. So for Group B, they are going to be setting this one out. So that is going to be 77k. Of course, the players from Jack Digger, RUKH Esports, as well as Special Esports. So those are going to be our 4 teams taking a bit of a break. And then, of course, Group A, they are going to be closing up their performances here. So that's going to be FALCONS, Greedy, Mo, and Wave. So, yeah, curious to see how they're going to be looking to close off their last match. Maybe we could have a few surprises come through. I mean, that's what the title says. That's what the thumbnail says. So we got to see those surprises, right? We got to see it all happen out on towards the battlefield here. But of course, well, we're just waiting now to see exactly what Erangel is going to bring on through, where that flight path is going to be going, what the zone's going to be doing, and of course, well, what the teams will have to do in response to that. So if you got any thoughts with regards to the outcome of Erangel, be sure to let me know in the chat. Tell me where you think the flight path or zone is going to be going. Who's going to be the team to win it? If you're feeling a little bit gray, right, you can also just tell me who do you think is going to be the first player or first team to get taken on down. Right, give me your predictions. We've seen several contenders step up for that challenge already. So curious to see who's going to be the next few ones to get the job done. In the meanwhile, let's just quickly see if we are running on time with everything. It seems like we are. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so we should be heading into that very, very soon. But yeah, now's the time. If you haven't yet dropped those predictions, now would be the time to get it in. Okay, there was a little bit of a rehost thingy happening. So yeah, we should be getting into that very soon. Virtual Gaming Squad, is that going to be the first team to go, or the team to take the winner chicken dinner? And we've got Mike saying Mo. Same question, Mike. First team to go, or first team, or the teams to take that winner chicken dinner? Which position is it? Because you gotta give me clear answers, right? Speaking about clear answers and clear things, of course, well, the plane now is warming up, so we should be just a few mere moments away from seeing exactly where that flight path is going to be taking us and what these teams are going to be doing. So drop your predictions. Tell me where you would like to see the flight path go. Me personally, I would like to see it go from the west to the east. Right? The zone, it can go anywhere. It can go center, north, pick a direction. It can go all over the place. So apparently we've got Virtual Gaming Squad coming in for the winner chicken dinner. That is the prediction Blind has made. All right. So we're on board, right? We're on board. We'll see exactly whether or not Virtual Gaming Squad will be able to get the job done. Looking at their stats, right? Virtual Gaming Squad, where do they find themselves? They are sat in 11th place currently. So they could definitely do with a bit of that winner chicken dinner. SPE, so Special is saying they're going to be the first team to get taken on down. I mean, well, I've got good news because they're not playing. So Special definitely not playing this match, though. I mean, one half of your prediction is kind of partially true already. Let's see what that zone is going to be doing. It's starting us over on the western side, heading down to the Sosnovka Island. All right, good lineup. Where's that zone now going to take us? The teams start to embark on their journey right here on the lovely map of Erangel. Alright, so now we wait. It seems like the zone could maybe. Maybe, big maybe. Pulling up into that north eastern side of the map. Special Esports going to be the first team to go tomorrow. There we go. Blind, I like your big predictions. Ooh, look at that. Oh, we saw this yesterday as well. Falcons! Getting their shout out in the chat as well. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting setup. Right? This is going to be a very, very interesting setup. In southern flight path, southern zone. Hey, Mosto with a cowboy hat. Yeehaw! We're going to see some action. See what the response will be here from Mo. They've joined them up into the lovely Chinky. Come on, who's gonna get it? Fatters! Drifting around the ends. Drifting around the bends. Oh, Vortex getting sucked into the lead there. There we have it. Alright, so Vortex is down. Now it's up to Elisio. Oh, Mo only starting with the 3-piece. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Not the kind of way that you want to close up your last match of the day. Oh, nice hit. One down. Oh, come on. Oh, Elisio. Making me excited here for something. That was close, though. Good play. Good play. I mean, sure, Mo, they weren't exactly able to secure themselves any points this time around, but, you know, still a valiant effort. But a good play also then coming through onto virtually just capitalizing on the available opportunity. Storm putting the 3-wheel of doom in reverse. There we go. Alright. I wouldn't be on that thing even to start with, but see, that's why I call it the 3-wheel of doom. You take a turn a little bit too much to the right, and then what happens? All your groceries lie all over the field. Everything just falls out, and there you are. Luckily, the players can't slide out of seats, right? Imagine if that was true. Go around the corner, then yep, there goes your teammate. In the meanwhile, speaking of our teammates, it's going to be the Vampires, and +18 are looking to get their teammates into a position. Malik, getting completely surrounded. That is a very unfortunate play indeed for Malik there. But now we still wait to see what the rest is going to be bringing on through XENON, the rest of +18. Having a bit of an opportunity to set up a bit of a gatekeep on the bridge, a bit of a bridge camp. Are they going to settle for the north? Are they going to settle for the south? Well, in the meanwhile, they'll be settling for the loot. Clear Vision now going to be trying to decide, are they going to play for that eastern bridge? Looking at the bridge initially, it does seem to be quite vacant, but of course we got the players there from Falcons situated over towards the southern side of that bridge, right? So it is going to set up a beautiful opportunity for them to lock in a little bit of carnage on the bridge itself. Vito has now also used the opportunity to instead swim across the water. Right, they've secured themselves all the way on that southern island, but again, Psych just a little bit further away, so hey! We could see Falcons and Clear Vision getting into a little bit of a back and forth. Speaking of back and forth, Storm and Koa going to be holding up their end of a bit of a 2-2 split here. And they have a bit of an opportunity on a 2-2 split from Wave as well. So it seems like 2-2 is the play of the day, especially coming into this Erangel. I mean, because we got Falcons holding on to a 2-2 split. We got Clear Vision on a 2-2 split. We've got the players from Superpower on a 2-2 split. Arab Golden, XENON, the World of Battle. I mean, Essentially everyone, aside from Ra'ad, is currently situated pretty much in a 2-2 split. Superpower getting met all the way from Primorsk. Ooh. I like the range over the drink. But what are they going to do about their teammate now? Because the white boy has been rezzed on up. But it doesn't seem like Unab has any ways or means of getting them secured. Right, Castle Black now finding themselves. Ooh. Very exposed to the side here of Falcons White. Already down to only one remaining hopeful. As we see SAFG now trying to make a run further over towards the Novorepnoya container yard. And that's essentially going to be the only choice. Yeah, but they can definitely drive around and rev that vehicle all they want. But meanwhile, let's see what is going to come through here between Wave and Hand. So Hand slowly starting to condense that split. I mean, obviously they can't have a 2-2 split anymore because they only have 3 players left. But a Wave, they can still look to capitalize. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. The opener's there. Hardy could find that follow through. Ooh, absolute bombardment. Love it. Love it. Come on. Blue Zone are catching up as well. So these teams will have to force their way forward. And it seems like Wave now just fishing for a little of that Koa flavor. They do find it, and that is Hand. Now down to Storm and Mazzaro as the follow through. The confirmation is there. So again, not exactly the start that Hand would have wanted here. But if the zone hands you a bit of difficulty, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? The World of Battle also still all the way out in the blue, sipping on some of that juice still. As you can see, Superpower, again a knock coming through there. Unab trying to bring that res back, and it works. But our Golden definitely gonna be looking to play a bit of upset. As we see a very, very stingy shift on that zone. At least 60% of this current zone is water. At least 60%. Maybe even more. Because we can't even see that lower bit. Because it's just outside of the map. So this is going to be quite limiting for our remaining teams. I mean, we got to try and essentially cram 15 teams into a zone. About the size of Phase 4. Maybe Phase 5 over on Sanhok. And the zone itself is only like, what, 180 meters across? Oh, no, 1.8 kilometers across, rather. What is the zone? It is absolute carnage. That is what we're going to have here. Very exciting way to play our only Erangel of the day as XENON. Yes, sir, gets the play onto Senke. Down they go, XENON. Getting reduced down to only 2 as Marshall and Lazy Boy now looks to dip away. Falcons and Castle Black are going to be moving in on that eastern side. As you can see, the players here from Clear Vision already secured in center zone. Arab Golden and Smash coming through from the southern part of the island. Hand still out in the blue. They've not yet made any decisive rotations just yet. It does seem like Mazzaro is going to try and maybe push a little bit further over on towards the western side. There we go, Storm getting knocked on down as well. So slowly Hand starting to run into a few challenges across the way. SAFG also now getting met with a bit of a play. That is going to be the end of the road for Castle Black. Alright, so down to the final 14 we go. Falcons already very happy with their performance so far, at least in this match. Sitting with 3 eliminations up. Oh, we do say goodbye to Petrox as well, as the blue gets the better of them too. You You see a little bit of contention continuing to evolve on the bridge. Of course, now being that western bridge. Oof, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful nade onto Eflex. Oh, the zone getting ready to pop as well. Right, so Greedy now essentially up in the northeastern side of zone, right? It doesn't really look like much, but that's where they are. Now it's going to be +18 trying to hold up. Oh! Fares, DBS. Skadoosh. Off goes the hit, and that is it. +18 now left with only Escanor. Oh, they're going to try and run it. Raad also now gonna get ready to test the waters. Are they gonna try and push straight across this bridge? Maybe go for something a little bit different here? Because you see Mazzaro also now on the approach. Sneaking up behind them. We'll see for how much longer Mazzaro will be able to make that play. Meanwhile, it's gonna be Falcons and a Wave getting into quite a bit of an altercation. Oh, Mazzaro is down. That is hand. Down and out. Off they go, not a single point. Falcons also now getting reduced down to... Well, from what I can see, it's 1. Okay, there's 3. Alright, they're just very close together. Alright, so it's Teak, Syke, and Axa. Very aggressive push coming through from the side here of Wave. We did say goodbye to Puncher King. I mean, at least Puncher went out on quite a bit of a note. 3 eliminations up. So great contribution for the team. But now it's going to be Falcons looking to find the next position as they do say goodbye to Syke. Oh! All the point owners so far in this game getting dropped like flies. But a great gatekeep opportunity now for Arab and the players there from Smash as well. They could look to leverage their positions down onto Falcons, even potentially onto the side of XENON. You can see Smash trying relentlessly to find anything, even remotely resembling a pixel that's out of place. Clear Vision also now going to start rotating up. They are accompanied by Virtual Gaming Squad. So you could see a little bit of action coming through on that northern edge. As Raad and the Vampires are also yet to move on through. But now it's Mostar getting encircled. Up comes Clear. Ooh, come on. Ito already taking a little bit of damage, but it's now going to be Focus trying to find the plays up through the window. Who comes through with a bit of a strafe? Oh, AKM. Beautiful play. Vampires getting closed up as well. Down to 11 we are. Virtual Gaming Squad has very abruptly run their course. Out they go with 6 eliminations up. The World of Battle yet to break through into this next phase. Same can be said for +18, Superpower, Clear Vision, Raad, Wave. All having to still take that plunge. This is now a golden opportunity for the teams already secured within this next zone. You can just reach in. Play quite a bit of an angle. Oh, look at these plays though. Oh, it is absolute mayhem now, just erupting all over the place. The World of Battle coming through for a bit of a drive-by onto Wave. We do say goodbye to the Falcons. And the zone still being predominantly water. Mohammed getting ready to get the heck out of Dodge, but instead, they're going to try and get that res on through. Up comes the spray now from Hardy. Ooh, come on. The Lone Ranger left for the side here of Wave. They're going to be ducking and diving their way. They do manage to find a vehicle, but will we see them send it up in towards the zone again? They need to be careful because as we can see, Smash They waiting just up ahead. Arab Golden also could be prepping themselves to be on the receiving end. A little bit of throwback back to the 80s there as we listen to a few jams. The world of battle now. Oh, come on. There we have it. Oh, good play. Chrono with a good amount of pressure coming through, but now there's going to be quite a retaliation. As you can see, it's very unfortunate now for Clear Vision. But the World of Battle still having quite a bit of an opportunity. They can now turn their focus down onto the side of RUKH. Greedy and the World of Battle being our two predicted victors, right? Greedy, the only team still alive out of those two. Well, I mean, the World of Battle also still here, but Greedy, they have a beautiful center zone. The World of Battle yet to fight their way back in towards this next phase. And they've chosen a very contested region to try and accomplish that goal. Alright, so here we go. We got a little bit of chaos, a little bit of mayhem loading. As you wait to see where this next zone is going to be taking us. Is it going to be in a super aggressive shift? Is it going to move down to the water? Or will it maybe come back to its senses and pull back onto dry land? In the meanwhile, it's going to be RUKH and the World of Battle going at each other. Ooh, look at that. The World of Battle losing their third player down to 1. So all they need is 1 knock. Yeah, and that is it. RUKH getting a clean sweep as Fivo follows through with the DBS. And that is the end of the World of Battle. RUKH still holding on with all 4 their players, but they've now climbed up to 9 eliminations. Smash trying to gatekeep the edge. They've just sat back and listened to everything that RUKH was doing. But now presented with a bit of an opportunity here. The zone still being half and half. Ooh, Delhop, no! Bloop. Off goes Delhop. Falling down into the drink. I don't see an easy way for Delhop to get back into the zone. Wave down to 1. Oh, we gotta watch out. Yep, that vehicle explosion could end for Wave right then and there. Superpower, they still have to try and crawl their way back up in towards the zone. What do you mean, Exodia? What do you mean what's wrong with the feed? Oh, they're showing some of the stuff twice. Because it counts the first part as the knock and then the other part as the finish. If that's what you're referring to. Maybe it's just making double sure that it relays the correct information, right? Speaking my correct information, we hope that Smash are ready for what is about to descend down upon them. Ooh, actually, Smash coming through with a very good defense. They have found Reno. Oh, Zuxi reversing straight into that utility. No, now it's up to Fivo and again. Hey. Gotta hold it. I've got Smash looking to clear out this building. Oh, but down goes that. Bam. The van is down. Arif is down. Knight, come on. Beautiful explosion there. Does eat quite a bit of the health here for Fivo. Good nade. Oh, there we go. Black lost. Beautifully placed play. But now it's going to be Black lost versus again. Watch out for the nade. Well, again coming through with such a beautiful finish on that one. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see if the zone's going to get any better. Right, is it still going to be water? Or is it going to take us back onto dry land? I'm pretty sure the teams would be quite happy with a bit of dry land finish here. Well, the answer to the question is no. It's kind of just staying there. So Hemo now smack dab center zone. As you can see, superpower. Blyhan has slid down the hill. They get Greedy locked and loaded and ready to upset. They are scanning profusely on the surrounding area. We're now keeping it nice and quiet. But they won't be able to do this for much longer, as we know that blue zone is going to start closing on through. Yep, they've been spotted, and that is Toxin getting the hits into the shins again. XENON now knows that they too can't really make much of a play here, because they might suffer a very similar fate. But a great position here for Greedy, because all they can do is sit back and wait. Hardy has also now dipped down into the drink. Raad trying to clear a bit of a pathway to get themselves secured up in towards this next zone. But I'm going to be looking towards the side of Greedy, because I think, looking at the spread that they've got here, I mean, this could be the opportunity to just capitalize. That is exactly what they look to do right now. Oh, Raad flying down the hill. Fivo, unfortunately, gonna be left on down there. Yeah, Raad essentially just doing what they can. Right. Running it right up to the end of the map. Flying on out. Because, you know, might as well. Why not? That is just the way the cookie crumbles. Ooh, come on. Erangel. Still trying to make the most out of a very, very difficult situation here. But I still believe that this could be the game now for Greedy. I mean, they've been so diligent here, just waiting, chilling on the edge. I mean, this is also their last match of the day. So, out of their group, they've been performing quite well. I mean, they are also still going up against Wave. So, it's Greedy and Wave. Two of our remaining teams coming through from Group A. The other two were Mo and Falcons. So, they are the final two teams to represent for the Group A teams. But with the zone shifting up quite favorably here for Greedy, this could be that golden opportunity. You know, Greedy, they've already found themselves two winner-winner chicken dinners. Ooh. Wave also found one. Raad sitting with one. Plus 18. They've not yet had the luxury of a winner-winner chicken dinner, and I don't think we're going to see XENON maybe clutching it out this time around. Erangel, they could have a bit of an opportunity here, but it's going to require quite a bit of hard work, as they too could do with a bit of a chicken. Out of all other surviving teams here, Greedy, the one with the most winner-winner chicken dinners between them. So, I mean, it does point to one thing, right? They know how to work through the situation. I wouldn't be all too surprised. It's also one of those few games where if you are lit on fire and you go down into the drink, it doesn't extinguish the flames. But now Fevo going to try and survive as we do say goodbye to Arab. Getting close up with 2 eliminations. Oh, there we have it. Delharp with the finisher. And now it is XENON up against the side of Greedy. A 1v4. Not the kind of odds you want to go up against. Especially looking at the momentum that they've been bringing through here. Greedy sitting on 10. Oh, Rad, they've also had a phenomenal play. Of course, they got closed out with 13 eliminations up. There we go, XENON. You know, if Greedy keeps on sending them one at a time, there is a very good chance here for XENON. But if Greedy now just comes rushing forward, full force, they could get the upper hand. Even though XENON has that pumpkin blaster, right? They could still just overpower them and secure themselves that. What a chicken dinner. We got about 30 seconds left until we hit stage 9, phase 9. And then it's going to be nothing but blue zone. Delharp, yeah, making a bit of a foot fault there as they slid down the hill. Chilling out in the water. So that essentially puts all the pressure now on Hemo and NASA. Because I don't quite exactly see Delharp being able to do anything from down below. I mean, unless, of course, XENON moves all the way to the very edge. Oh, alright, never mind me. Delharp managing to climb up on the edge. Oh, come on, XENON. See, now this is a beautiful setup here from Greedy because XENON can't do anything about Delharp. Because the moment they move forward, Hemo and NASA, they've got the line of sight they need. But now it's just a bake-off, right? Slowly awaiting that blue zone to finish up phase number 8. And then we're going to have a quick little brief countdown before we head into the final stretch. But big ups to +18, 7 eliminations up. Pretty good spot to be in. I think XENON is going to not give that elimination to the side of Greedy. I think they're just going to stay right here, maybe dip into the blue and concede the match that way around. Right, let's see what XENON's final plan is going to be. Are they going to come out guns blazing, or are they going to just take a dip? Yeah, no. Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, at least. GG. Nice. I mean, this was a very brutal play. The blue zone this match claimed 6 players. 6! XENON being one of those. So a very, very tough play coming through across the board, but good finish nonetheless here for Greedy. 10 eliminations and 1409. So definitely nothing to scoff at. And of course, again, we do see yet another 10 elimination chicken dinner coming through. That is the 3rd one of the day. We had it in match 1, match 2, and now match number 4. So it seems like there's a trend, right? Seems like the teams decided on it beforehand. So like, you know what? If you get the winner chicken dinner, only get 10 eliminations, right? Of course, the only team that didn't listen to that was RUKH because they got, well, 12 eliminations. But every other chicken dinner was the 10 eliminations up. So it's a bit odd, but I guess it is what it is. You know what also is what it is? It's replay time, so let's enjoy. Well, there we go. Some pretty exciting highlights coming through on that one. Gotta say, a very interesting match. We've seen RUKH fly off mountains into the water. We've seen a very challenging shift come through with that zone. And I mean, it was pretty persistent on the water, right? Just staying on the edge for essentially pretty much all the zones. Aside from zone 8, right? Which moved a little bit further back onto the dry land. But aside from that, things were super challenging. And of course, as a result, we see some interesting spreads coming through with regards to the damage and the utilities here, right? RUKH finishing on 1709, finding themselves 13 eliminations out of that. Greedy finding 10 elims out of 1409. So only 300 points, damage points difference between the two teams, and also then 3 elimination difference coming through between them. So very consistent. I'm not quite sure they planned that. I mean, that is very difficult to plan, but well, it looks pretty exciting. So great play from both of them. With regards to conversion rate, I think the strongest conversion rate might have to go to the side there of RUKH. 13 eliminations out of 1709. I think it looks a little bit more favorable to them. But of course, Wave's also causing quite a bit of damage. Same could be said there about Virtual Gaming Squad. So quite a bit happening in this past match. So very exciting stuff indeed. Thank you, Blind. See you back again in 2 days, right? On Friday. Then we continue with day number 3. In the meanwhile, we shall continue with the leaderboards. It's going to be, well, 20 points going out to Greedy. RUKH coming through with that great contribution of eliminations, sitting on 13 for a grand total of 18 points. 13 total points is instead what plus 18 is going to get. So this is actually quite funny because, I mean, plus 18, getting 13 points, and RUKH having 18 total points but 13 eliminations. Right, that is quite entertaining. But either which way, we do see Virtual Gaming Squad also then finding themselves 6 points alongside Wave and Arab Golden, all 3 of which have, of course, then taken a slightly different approach to get to those points. Then on Vampires, Hand, Castle, and Mo, all going to get sent back to the donut shop as they walk away with their bubbles. Superpower also just capitalizing on placement, not able to find themselves any eliminations in this match. So again, very interesting, and the slightly odd play coming through here, but again, you know, Erangel sometimes does these weird things. We've seen a very similar kind of shift to that happening all the way over on Miramar in phase number 2, with shifted down to Los Higos being center zone, which is quite an aggressive shift. So yeah, we've had 2 maps now being a little bit odd, but let's see, maybe we are yet to see that happen on a map like Sanhok, right? That's the only map that we've not yet seen something wonky happen. But let's hope that it remains that way. In the meanwhile, we're of course going to be taking a look at, well, the side of RUKH to look at their performances that we've had. 13 eliminations, yet again, coming through with a very heavy contribution. If you remember RUKH a little bit more previously today, right back in match number 3. Also then coming through with those 12 eliminations. I mean, their stats looked very similar to this. So quite excited as to the overall step up that we've had come through from RUKH. I mean, this also then puts them on 49 total points for the day. So they've been having a pretty good run. Not quite sure if we are going to be taking a look at those overall leaderboards. We could, potentially. But gotta say, RUKH looking very confident here. And, well, that winner chicken dinner all the way back in match number 3 is going to boast quite well for them. If they continue on this trend, right, just continuing to add points all over the place, I think RUKH could be onto something very exciting there. I mean, this is the kind of consistency that we need to see come through from even more teams. But RUKH proving to us that they have what it takes, right? Stepping up quite drastically here today. And of course, I've said already, 49 points for the day. That is more than the highest tally that we had at the end of yesterday. So there's quite a bit happening here, right? Speaking about quite a bit happening, also plus 18, also one of those teams. In fact, they're actually sitting in the top 3, right? This last match has resulted in them, well, climbing up to a very exciting bit on the phase leaderboard, but for the daily one, they've moved up 4 slots all the way up into third place with 33 total points. Only 13 points behind GREEDYFORKILLS, but as you can see, they've been really just looking to crack it out. I mean, Tom, as we know, over in Sanhok, also having a bit of a tough run, or rather that was over on Miramar having a bit of a tough run. You know, that standoff with again, so a very consistent play coming through from both these teams. I mean, plus 18, Yeah, they're making a little bit of magic happen here today. So I'm excited to see what is going to come through into our very last match. As we know, right, Falcons, Greedy, Mo, and Wave, they've concluded their games. Now we get to see everybody else have a bit of a go at it. Have their run to show us exactly what they can bring in. But I think more importantly, I'm going to be specifically looking at Group D because we've now seen Clear Vision and PLUSEIGHTEEN, both teams getting pretty close to that winner chicken dinner, but not exactly getting there just yet. So will we have Arab Golden and Black Hand maybe succeeding for the group this time around? Of course, speaking about potential outcomes here, we do see RUKH and Greedy having their two OP players in a bit of a comparison here, a bit of a head-to-head, right? Again, v Toxin. Now, surprising stats to see that come through from Toxin. As we know, back in Phase 2, Toxin has been very, very active for the side here of Greedy. Maybe they are just warming up coming through this phase, but again, they've just been popping off, especially in these last two matches. The previous Miramar and then, of course, the Erangel that we just witnessed. So I'm quite hopeful to see that continuation come through from the side there of RUKH. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens once we dip over into the Miramar, the last map of the day. So who do you think is going to be the one to claim that final winner chicken dinner? Do you think it could maybe be one of the players coming through, one of the teams rather coming through from Group D? Do you think it could be someone else? Be sure to let me know your answers in the chat. So from Group D, as I've said, right, Arab Golden, Black and Clear, and PLUSEIGHTEEN, they've been pretty persistent here today. I want to see what they're going to do. I think I've got a feeling that one of them could maybe be getting the winner chicken dinner, right? Who it is, I don't know. But I think it's going to be one of them. I just have that feeling. I mean, Arab Golden, with regards to their Miramar performances, they could do with a bit of an increase there. So let's hope that maybe comes through for them. Looking at Black Hand, they are sitting in the top 6. 135 points, 2 winner chicken dinners that they found on that map. Then, of course, we've got Clear Vision right there alongside them, essentially, also with 2 chickens, 136 points, so 1 more point. And then we've got the players from, who was the other one I missed? Oh, PLUSEIGHTEEN. PLUSEIGHTEEN, yeah, they much closer to where Arab Golden are. But as we know, PLUSEIGHTEEN, they do have a winner chicken dinner. So Arab Golden, out of these teams, essentially the only one that has yet to find themselves a winner chicken dinner. But I want to see at least one team from Group D make it not only into second place, but also potentially contest for that winner chicken dinner. Of course, there's only going to be one way for that to happen, right? They need to step out onto the battlefield and show us what they have. And of course, well, if you've got any thoughts with regards to this map, be sure to let me know. If you want to tell me where you think the zone and flight path and all those lovely things are beginning. Oh, wow, let's try that again. If you've got any thoughts as to where the flight path and zone is going to be going in this next match, I got it. There we go. Cell 5, it works. Be sure to let me know in the chat as we just wait to see exactly what the plane is going to be bringing on through. Of course, we're just waiting for everything to get properly ticked off so we can make our way over in towards that. So we should be there in just a few short mere moments. Right, as you can see, I am starting to run low on a little bit of English airtime, but it's fine. In the meanwhile, it does seem like we are about to hop on in as the map has just appeared. So it means that we are just a few seconds away from seeing exactly what that is going to be bringing in. But yeah, I mean, so far we've been having quite a bit of excitement come through here today. We've been seeing that consistent 10 elimination chicken play coming through. So we had that match 1, 2, and 4. So I wonder if we're going to have it in match 5, right? So I think there's a very high probability that the team who takes the chicken in this game are going to be doing it with 10 eliminations up. Because that's essentially the trend that we've been seeing, right? Except for match 3, that one's a little bit different. RUKH, they want to be different, right? They're not going to listen to to the trends being created by everyone else. But I've got a feeling. I think that it might maybe be exactly the same as we've been seeing all day. Now, of course, speaking about which, we are going to hop straight into it. So let's see exactly what that flight path is going to be doing. As well, that it will be the first indicator we'll have at this point. So without any further delay, let's get right down to business. Alright, so we are going to be starting over on that eastern side. As you can see, the lovely junkyard and Impala and, well, Minas Generales and everything else in between. It's going to be heading all the way over towards Trailer Park. So if the Falcons were here, they would have been very, very happy with this flight path. because this is exactly the flight path that they would enjoy as it leads right to their drop location. 77k, they're also going to be looking to head on down south as per usual. So let's see who will be our takers, and of course, more importantly, what is that zone going to be bringing on through? Come on, come on. Where's the map? Where's the zone? Miramar is one of those maps where the plane, it travels at exactly the same pace as it does on the other games, other maps. But, ooh, alright. We've got a zone up north, right? We're not even waiting for the plane to finish. It's just there. It's like, you know what? There you go. Just take it, have it. As it now starts us off over in towards the northwestern side. So La Cobreria Crater Fields going to be prime real estate for this zone. So then on, they're going to feel quite happy because, well, they can drop into Pozzo. Hand and Castle Black. Ooh. Interesting setup there. So 77k currently our most distant team. Now, this is where I think things could be quite interesting. Because how are 77k going to look to rotate up? Are they going to maybe flank around the south? Looking to rotate up towards Pozzo there? Or are they going to follow that, the route, right? There's a road leading all the way up in towards Monte Nuevo. I'm curious to see how they're going to look to rotate in. Maybe they could even opt for a bit of a northern rotation. Well, guess we'll have to wait. In the meanwhile, that's going to be the wall of battle up in Picado. Looking to get themselves properly set up. I think it could take a little bit of time, so we are going to be finding our first bit of action to come through here. Purely based on how these teams currently are situated. But who knows, right? I haven't been very accurate with my predictions so far. So that could be a good sign, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm right. Only one way to know. What we do know in the meanwhile is that the zone is going to be closing up. Ooh. Alright, we did see someone being at least 3 kilometers away from that zone. And that, of course, is going to be 77k, right? So they're going to have to do quite a bit of trekking to get themselves properly and decently secured all the way in. Now, this is where we get to see what their rotation will be. So, a quick countdown coming through for the zone. Onto this blue zone closure, but then it's going to take 4 minutes till we hit that second stage. So there's more than enough opportunity for a little bit of excitement to find its way in. Virtual Gaming Squad, they're going to be up into Impala. But also they are uncontested, right? So there's not exactly anyone that's going to be knocking on their door. We do see, though, that Smash are going to be starting to head out. And they are heading in the direction of the World of Battle. So there could be a little bit of something. RUKH having so far to go to get themselves situated in the zone, as you can see, right? I mean, just a quick left turn coming through here from Pusher and its zone. We got Arab Golden all the way down here in towards Minas Generales. They are going to be heading in the general direction of the zone itself. We could maybe see them pull up in towards either Hacienda del Patron, maybe even San Martin. But I think we have a good chance of maybe seeing them up in towards Hacienda del Patron. Castle Black now going to be utilizing the available space up towards the north. They are on the eastern front of zone. So they do have a potential threat looming in the background. Ooh, and it comes by the name of RUKH Esports. Alright, here we go now. Ra'ad also going to be looking for a bit of contingency here. Still set all the way down in Monte Nuevo. As you can see up on the map, the zone just ahead of them. So they're not going to have to make any extravagant rotations. At least not yet. Speaking about extravagance, this is what we can have now coming through between the Vampires and Clear Vision. Right, so Clear Vision now trying to mount a bit of an aggressive push here. Ooh, alright, they've spotted out Hand. At least they've spotted Plaza. Down goes Plaza. Oh, but now making all that noise. Of course, it is going to draw in the players there from Superpower, the rest of Hand, as well as the Vampires, XENON, essentially even Castle Black. So let's see who's going to answer the call here. In Ra'ad, definitely they've been showing on the side of Miramar that they are quite the force, right? Sitting on 120 something, 110 eliminations already. Pretty insane tally they've been able to secure so far. So they are definitely not shy when it comes to showing what they think of what's happening on this battlefield. I think rightly so, because they've been working pretty hard. Right, you got to give them that at least. In the meanwhile, well, we're going to be looking to see who's going to be giving us our next bit of action, as we also then see 4 teams still out in the blue. It is Virtual, it is Jack, as well as Special, and 77. +18 and Smash. We also just saw them getting into a little bit of a fight there. Ooh, but look at that. Arab Golden now starting to circle around Black Hand as the zone pulls a big yeet over on towards that creative field position over on towards the western side. Oh, so that is going to play out actually quite favorable now for the side of Ra'ad, because they can just casually rotate around the lovely Pozzo there and get themselves situated on towards that western front, while the rest of the lobby are going to be looking to just come cramming into the east. Alright, up comes +18. Ooh. Get a little bit of ban. Hey. Oh, no, instead, a ban gets a little bit of Nagato. Well, there we go. Alright, they were able to finish that one off. So that is now the players from Smash down to their final 2 hopefuls. That is going to maybe bring in a bit of an upset. But let's see whether or not Smash will be able to get the job done here, and are they going to be able to get to where exactly they need to go? Of course, quite a little traveling going to come through here as the teams are looking for any and every opportunity. The world of battle. Now looking to get a bit of a position secured here. Of course, now side by side to XENON. So all things considered, right? We still have all 16 teams present in this lobby. We are about to hit that 3rd stage. We have seen a very aggressive shift over towards the west. And as a result, still many teams situated out in the blue. But that means only one thing. This next zone, this next phase is going to be absolute chaos and mayhem. All over the place. Oh, yep. Started off. It is going to be that play on to Smash. Arif now trying to stay alive. But no, the Vampires will instead drain them of every little morsel and sends them back in 16s, and with unfortunately not a single point. Of course, as we saw the teams now just stay on the right-hand side of the screen. Everyone that's in red, they are out in the blue. Well, there we go. You can see it as well. This is the whole situation we have. So the players there from Special, rather, they are still pushing up from that southern edge. Going to be looking to get themselves at least somewhat secured up in towards this next phase. They still have a long, long way to go. But unfortunately for them, the Zord has decided to pull a little bit further down south instead of getting, or instead of rather heading even further on towards that western front. Now 77k and +18 going to find each other down on that southern edge. Meanwhile, Virtual Gaming Squad and Jack. Oh, there we go. Danzo is Dunzo. Got a nice vehicle finish coming through there from Umjeed as well. But a very costly position here for Virtual. I mean, they are also still quite some distance away from zones. You can see 1.3 kilometers. And we are just a few seconds away from hitting that blue zone closure for phase number 3. I mean, this is very surprising because Virtual Gaming Squad, they know how to work Miramar. I mean, heck, they've already gotten themselves, what, like 5 winner chicken dinners on this map? So seeing them out in the blue, that far away from zone, is very, very surprising. G-Brute gonna walk away yelling as they do fly down the side of the hill there. You heard a few screams. That was just G-Brute. Blackhand now in a bit of a pressure spot here. Right, they got Castle Black behind them. They got RUKH Esports just over on towards their west, as we can see there. And if they manage to evade RUKH Esports, of course they'll be able to find themselves a little bit of Ra'ad, a little bit further down south as well. The pacing of this match has really been slowed down quite a bit. Let's see who's going to look to kick that snowball down the hill, right? Who's going to start it off? I mean, this could just cascade into an immense trade-off coming through between all our surviving teams here. Alright, so +18, patiently waiting on the edge. All the way down to that southern side. Clear Vision also then moving up, getting a little bit of business sorted here. Black Hand also finding themselves a little bit of Castle Black. Jack Digger coming under fire there as well. So it seems like the party is well on its way. But where will the next few plays come through? Right, Special Esports. Keeping it nice and quiet down towards the southern edge. They are partially encircled now by 77k, as we can see. The Vampires also holding on to a very wide spread as we do say goodbye to Virtual Gaming Squad, getting sent away with 2 eliminations up. Jack Digger going to follow suit. Out they go. And with that, we are down to only 13 remaining teams. Castle Black holding on with 2. They've got 3 teams there on 3, and everybody else still sitting with a full squad. But I think there's a great opportunity now available for Ra'ad. Seeing that we'll have RUKH Esports, Blackhand, and Castle Black looking to rotate back towards the zone. This could be that opportunity for Ra'ad now to set themselves up in a bit of a gatekeep angle here. Meanwhile, there's going to be Blackhand and RUKH now. Ooh, exchanging a bit of lead. There we go. Default closing it up. That is Storm. Down and out. Mazzaro narrowly evading the inevitable on that one. Castle Black going to be losing SAFG as well. Now down to Joker. Mazzaro has been found. There we go. Default securing that spray. A great consistency here from the side of RUKH Esports. I mean, quite relentless in their efforts to finish that run, at least with regards to Black Hand. But now, RUKH Esports, they need to get themselves resituated. They could maybe be looking to just blaze their way through the side they have Superpower. Meanwhile, PLUSEIGHTEEN still all the way down south. They are getting contested here by Special, but looking at 77k, look at that setup. So the moment Special starts to venture out, that is going to be the opportunity for 77k to reach in and bring in quite a bit of aggression there. Arab Golden and Vampires all the way up towards that northeastern side of zone. So teams slowly starting to pick up the pacing here yet again. Alright, also now being presented with a great opportunity. RUKH and the players there from Superpower starting to rotate through that crater. And as we did see it out a little bit earlier, of course, great setup there to just leverage their position. Now, Arab Golden going to be looking to do something similar down onto the side of the Vampires, but instead, Arab Golden are going to be looking to utilize the elevation that they have. Alright, Castle Black also getting stopped. Now they're going 12th place. Ramsey now looking to rush on forward. Beautiful nade though, Torm! Oh! Rushing out and down they go. Let's see what G-Brood and Weiss can do. Blue zone getting ready to pop again. Where's the zone going to take us? Oh, alright, slight swing to the north. Weiss, now trying to become one with the fence. Vampires and Arab Golden still continuing with their fighting over on towards that eastern side. Let's see what is going to be the result of all of this now. Right, will we have Superpower potentially, maybe, finding their footing up in towards the northeastern side, northwestern front rather. Vampires, come on. Arab Golden already quite battered here. Quite bruised. But doesn't seem like the nade has found its way. Instead, it is Hazem. And there we have it. Vampires. Out they go. 11th place. Nice. Alright, so down to the final 10 we go. Zone starting to return to a slightly more favorable setup for these teams. 77k, quite patient. Waiting for all available opportunities. Right, Special. Looking to find that angle over on towards +18. Oh, Torm, good play, G-Brood, but G-Brood was the distraction. Down goes Torm as Weiss. Stepped it up. Oh, yeah, you gotta watch out though. XENON and Weiss getting ready for a bit of a showdown. That blue is gonna add to the excitement, and here we go. As both players now need to make their dash for zone, but of course it is going to be 77k with a little bit of Overwatch. Oh, XENON is down. Right, E-Flex still alive, but Weiss, I don't think they're going to make it out. No, instead they will drop right where they are. A Special gets shipped out with 3 elims. RUKH Esports also now going to be feeling a little bit of the heat. 77k. Still very focused down onto an outlying area, but, well, they still have E-Flex. RUKH now getting pinched in the building here, as you can see, clear. Going forward over 3-1 play here. VanKid. We're looking to do a little bit of that Overwatch. Ooh, alright, utility is loose. Will Pusher find anything? No, nothing just yet. Already 5 items up for the side here of RUKH Esports. +18 also then coming through on 5. Clear sitting on 4. But Clear, they've got the terrain, right? They've got the angle. Ra'ad also now starting to just venture a little bit further down south. Could result in them finding that 77k position here. But the world of battle, they're not going to be stressing. They get a nice spot. Let's see if that is going to hold through into the next phase. Oh, yes, it does. Alright, so, well, now there's, I think, going to be a little bit of contention for that compound, which the world of battle are going to be holding on to. I mean, it would make sense, right? But, as we know, the teams here, they have their own kind of strategy that they look to utilize. So let's see what that play is going to be. It does seem like Ra'ad are going to be looking to circle up on 77 Fajita. Yes, sir. Down they go. So RUKH Esports also trying their utmost, but unfortunately, they're not going to survive as they too get taken on down. And they go with 6 eliminations up. They did at least find themselves one of clear vision. Now comes the play here from Ra'ad, applying the pressure onto 77. Morteza just dodging around that vehicle, but you can't dodge the lead coming through from again. Oh, Kakao. Yeah, Kakao also going down. Thor, no, getting ended, and that is it. 77k, out they go. XENON holding on to a beautiful patch of high ground here. Great elevation, great line of sight. They can see anybody coming all the way from Sanhok. Marshall now finding a bit of van kit there. Still have Vito in one shot left to push on through. Let's see who's going to be the one to take it though. +18 getting swept under the rug. Yay! Ra'ad now going to be looking to descend down onto the world of battle as well. Reno finding the first. Arthur trying to retaliate. Oh, beautiful pre-spray. Fever getting met with that nade as well. Arthur does drop right on down. It's now up to Zuxi to see if they can carry the torch. It's a 1v1, right? Zuxi v Krona. There we go. Yep, Zuxi now just trying to eliminate any potential information getting relayed across to Krona. It's Krona now starts to push up. Down to 2. Oh, there we go. Find ourselves in a bit of a standoff. Krona gonna try and get that res in, but as you can see, Zuxi, they're not even phased. Oh, oh, there we go, there we go. Come on, the play is in, the play is in. Krona gonna try and run. Oh, they're gonna survive though. Oh, nice play from again. Again, definitely, absolutely on fire here so far today. I think it is safe to say that again has a very high chance of being our MVP of the day. If it's not again, I don't know who else it could be. But again, it's just been so active. Such a menace. Right, so now it's going to be our final 4 teams. Arab Golden, XENON, Ra'ad, and Clear Vision. So 3 of the 4, all up in towards this northeastern side. Pinched in the corner. Not that there are any corners in circles, but sure, we'll take it. Right, but a slow, steady climb up the hillside. XENON and Arab Golden, the 2 predicted victors. 2 of the teams still alive. Oh, but here we go. Arab now trying to light this puppy on fire. Oh, here we go. Come on. Are they going to find clear vision? We got a one-shot and Vito down below. Arab, they've got the line of sight. But are they going to find the angles they need? Oh, great utility. Great play onto Marshall. Really just dipping down that HP bar. And Hazem gets the confirmation. Now it's going to be up to Carry Boy. As they slowly start to pick them apart. Clear vision, they've now quieted down. Instead, going to be waiting for the opportunity to present itself. Arab Golden already sitting on 8 eliminations. RUKH sitting on 9. Clear vision coming through on 6. And XENON only 2. I'm not quite sure if Carry Boy is going to be able to uphold any momentum from this point. They now find themselves in quite the predicament. Especially looking at Arab Golden and the reach they've got from up on high. I mean, oh, you can see those nades reaching all the way down to the very, very end. There we go. Come on, come on. Oh, trying to catch Vito, but instead a one-shot comes through with a response. That is the Neutron. Getting stopped in their tracks. That was a double knock. Hazem and Neutron getting taken down by one shot. So Mason and Timon not necessarily going to be able to bring in that helping hand for the teammates. But quite a bit of a play coming through here. RUKH now already up to 10. Arab up to 9. But it's a 2v2 v 2v1. So no one having any favorable numbers here to really make much use of. But let's see who's going to look to ride the storm to the very end. Carry Boy now going to try and make it last as long as they possibly can. I mean, that could be a beautiful strategy coming through from Carry Boy, right? Just remain out of sight for as long as you can. And let clear vision, Arab Golden and RUKH kind of pick each other off in turn. But Arab Golden, if they play their cards well, they could still find quite a bit of a position. Especially looking over towards the side there of Arab Golden. RUKH now going to get pressured. Ooh, yeah, it's mollies, it's blue zone, it's everything in between. And of course, the blue is pushing them forward. Carry Boy playing the upset onto Arab Golden. 1v2's it. Beautiful play. Arab Golden out with 9 eliminations. Clear vision essentially down to Vito. Oh, the hits coming through. Or rather, Vito getting down. Now they're down to one shot. RUKH now going to be looking to bounce back. Trying to see if they can regain a bit of control here. I mean, they are sitting on double-digit eliminations. But I'm sure that they are not going to look to settle for just that. Instead, they are going to be looking to see if they can close up the contention coming through here from clear vision. Carry Boy, very strong position up top. But they're going to have to keep the eye on that zone. Oh, blue zone dancing. That is what we get. And now we find RUKH in a 1v1 situation. Right, it is XENON versus again. Again, not trying to heal themselves up. Zuxi. Yeah, trying to play the bait, and that is what they'll get. Oh, very close call. Very swift reaction coming through from again. But let's see who's going to get this winner chicken dinner. Oh, again! Gets the play, gets the action, and that is it. RUKH with their second victory here today on the lovely map of Miramar. Doing so, instead of 12, they've come through with 13 eliminations. Showing that they are here. They mean business. Beautiful performance then from the side of RUKH. Let's see, are we going to take a look at those, the stats? The RUKH stats, when we have them. Doesn't seem to be the case. Yes, no, maybe. Well, you got to give it up to RUKH. I mean, they've been having an absolutely phenomenal day so far. I mean, match number 1. They didn't play. Right. Well, you got to give it up, right? The consistency coming through from RUKH, right? So the only match they didn't play was match number 1, right? Every single match since, they've been in the top 3. Every single match, right? So that means both the other Miramars that they played, including this last one, of course, well, the Erangel and Sanhok as well. Speaking of points, let's take a look at RUKH. 23 points coming through. Oh, so amazing for them. Of course, 13 total points there going over to the side of Arab Golden. We got Clear Vision and XENON coming through on 12 and 11 points respectively. +18 and RUKH going to be locking in 7 points each on the World of Battle as well as Superpower, securing themselves 5 points apiece. So some very exciting stats coming through here, but RUKH, I mean, that consistency just paying off so exceptionally for them. Of course, unfortunately for Castle Black, Jack Digger and Smash Team, they won't be awarded any points for this last match. But, well, still a valiant effort being brought through. 77k also only capitalizing on those placement points, right? Also not finding themselves any eliminations. So very exciting play, but as I was alluding to, right, RUKH, they've been showing immense consistency here today, ending in top 3 every single match of the day that they've played, right? All 4 their games. And, well, they are at the top of the day, right? 72 points. That is what they've been able to secure today. And not only are they at the top of the day, they are at the top of the leaderboard for the phase, coming through on 94 points. 6 points shy of hitting 100 in just 2 days. Absolutely insane performance. As you can see, of course, +18 coming through on 72. Now, quite a bit of movement has come through in this last match, right? Top 4 unchanged. Still very impressive, but unchanged. As you can see, XENON, they've also now climbed up 3 slots into 5th place. FALCONS, World of Battle, and Virtual Gaming Squad, they've all moved down as a result. And then, of course, we got the players here from Clear Vision climbing up 4 positions up to 9th. Of course, Superpower also 1 position up in towards that 10th place. We also did see Arab Golden rising up 2 slots all the way in towards 15th. Now, as a result of their climb up into 15th, 77k, and the players there from Wave Esports have been moved down into 16th and 17th position. Mo Esports, well, yeah, still pretty much where they were. No change really coming through on that end. Still locked in alongside the players there from Castle Black. But a very, very exciting day indeed. I mean, RUKH coming through with 2 winner chicken dinners. Oh, man, that is so crazy. And, of course, what better day to do it on other than Miramar Day, right? They won all the Miramars that they played today. So, very, very impressive stats coming through there from the side of RUKH. Now, that makes me so excited to see what these teams are going to be bringing into tomorrow's games. Now, tomorrow, I mean, Friday, right? Because remember, tomorrow we're not here. Tomorrow we're having a bit of a break. We'll be returning back again on Friday with day number 3, 4, and 5, as we are going to be stepping into that last weekend to see exactly who is going to be crowned the top teams for the league stage right here in phase number 3. But of course, there's so much just around the corner, right? We are going to be seeing who's going to be the top 12 to move over in towards LVK, who's going to be the top 16 to step over into the finals. And then, of course, well, it is going to be go time to see exactly how many bonus points all our respective teams will be awarded and who will have the highest spot moving into this final. So there's quite a bit to come through for this phase. But of course, we also need to take a look at our MVP for the day. And I called it. I said it was again. And again, I was right. Only once. 32-12. That is the amount of damage that they caused here today. 23 eliminations. Very, very impressive. If I recall correctly, the previous MVP we saw had 19 eliminations. So again, adding 4 additional eliminations to the tally from the day 1 MVP. So very, very exciting stuff coming through here. RUKH definitely kicking quite a bit of a dent into this phase, so I'm excited to see what RUKH are going to be bringing through as we step into day 3, 4, and 5. But of course, well, there's going to be only one way for us to know exactly what these teams are going to be bringing in. Now, day 3 is going to be a back-to-balanced day, right? 2 Erangels, 2 Miramars, and one of the Sanhoks coming through as well. But, well, be sure to join us back again on day number 3. So see you all back again on Friday. Until then, stay fresh, stay frosty, and we'll see you all later.